The best processor, 120 hertz, 12 gigs of RAM, and a Hasselblad camera. What more could you want?
The HyperTouch on this bad boy is phenomenal.
The best model of OnePlus phone I have used to date.
Hello, welcome to PUBG Mobile Club Open North America Fall Split Finals Day 3. It's the second to last day. I'm Span Cargo. With me for Game 1 is the one and only Mustache Dave. Dave, how are you feeling about going into today's games?
Yeah, getting a little nervous for some of these teams that are really trying to, I guess, flip the script here. Now that we are officially over the halfway mark, that hump here for the finals. So there's a couple teams I know they're going to be putting their all on the line here tonight to try to claw their way up these leaderboards to kind of make up for that lost ground from the first 8 games that we played here so far in the finals.
And even last night, we got to see a lot of these teams really going ahead, come back and surprise us, going ahead and get some really good games. And I think going all the way from the bottom of the leaderboard more towards that center position around that qualifying range. And we'll be able to go into more detail on that once we take a look at the teams, the overall points, all that good stuff. But you're right, Dave. We're at the halfway point. 8 games are over. 8 games are left. Let's actually go ahead and take a little bit look at that format real quickly, just to go on ahead and cover our bases again real quickly. You can see that we're currently in that finals portion. We already finished group stage, so finals, 16 teams per region, 4 days of competition, 4 matches per day. We're currently on day 3, so we have 4 more matches today, 4 more matches tomorrow, and by the end of it, the top teams, simply the top around 8 advance to PMPL Season 2. Of course, top 8 want to go on ahead and try and get as far up as possible.
Top 8 is the goal right now. That is the number that everybody is trying to hit. When we talk to those players in the Discord, that's what they're striving for here. And these finals so interesting because just in case you are just tuning in, definitely make sure you go back, you watch the VODs, you check out the group stage because we had, 32 teams, I think it was, that played in the group stages. We cut that down and we brought 8 of those teams here against 8 teams from PMPL, trying not to get relegated. And it's really, every single step of the way, the competition, the skills of the lobby increases just a little more. And after this, like you mentioned, like top 8 go to PMPL, the skill ceiling only rises from here, I guess you could say. So there is going to be a lot of competition around the corner. But today, before we get to that, you called it. 4 more games today, 4 more games tomorrow, and that is it. That's it. So it's not a lot of gameplay left here, especially if you're these teams at the bottom, who truly need to climb up the leaderboard.
Yeah, they don't have that much more time. Only half the game's left. So we've seen it happen already, though, from last night. Some teams being able to jump all the way up towards the top of that leaderboard. So it is possible. Just the longer they wait, the harder it's going to be because everybody else is still getting points at the same time. And speaking of points, how much do they get per position per kill? Let's go ahead and take a look at the point distribution graphic. There we go. 15 points for that first place, all the way down to 1 for 8 through 12, 0 for 13 through 16, and 1 kill equals 1 point. Want to stay alive as long as possible? Get the most amount of placing points as possible and get as many fights as possible to get the most kill points as well.
Yeah, this is the bread and butter out here, and those kill points we've seen, they have been playing a huge factor with these scoreboards here so far. So I'm looking at some stats. I'm looking at the damage numbers. We got Dope Esports already with like 10K damage done as a team. I'm also looking who's right behind them. GODSENT as well, hovering around that 10K damage done in the entirety of the lobby. So those two teams in particular, we saw yesterday kind of soaking up a lot of points towards the top leaderboard, which is kind of, it's great for them in a sense when they want to punch that ticket and make sure to secure their spots for the next stage, the top 8. But it's also bad for these teams that we keep kind of talking about at the bottom who need every single point possible. They need every single kill point they can get. But when you got teams at the top soaking up all those kill points, and we saw yesterday some good examples of teams, they would get into a fight and then a third party stealing that point, stealing that knock. Like, if I'm in the game, that's 1 point that another squad just took from me. Like I'm going to be like cringing a little bit, like come on. Like, but that's just the name of the game. You got to make sure if you get these knocks, you get the flushes because that's your point that you need.
Exactly. That's why you see a lot of people, right, when they get the down, instantly go for the flush. That's why sometimes they get caught out by another teammate. Hey, you know, the politics around that, like, how dare you flush me? But in this game, literally a flush is a point, and that's the whole point of this. They need to get this point to be trying to climb up that leaderboard and get as far as possible. That damage is quite interesting to hear because, I mean, that might mean that we're going to get a little bit of an idea of what we're going to continue to see coming into day 3. But, I mean, I would like to see some other teams going ahead and do a bit better. But again, first of all, let's see what they're all going to be fighting for. They got here to get a little bit of that prize pool. And that prize pool, let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers. It's a big one, $30,000. The first place will get 4,000 of it. Second, 2,500, then 1,700, all the way down to everybody just participating goes on ahead and gets $500, which is pretty impressive. But the thing is that we already talked about this. As they go on, these teams that are able to go on ahead and get into PMPL, that just increases in the opportunity that each of these individuals or each of these teams will be able to get from that qualification.
Yeah, like obviously, you know, if anybody could make it this far, you know, first place $4,000, and even those teams who aren't playing anymore at this level, like they're getting some money just for making it as far as they did. Like, that's great. Get some UC, split it with the squad, you know, go celebrate. You did a great job here in PMCO. But you called it like the main goal here has to be that top 8, because if they make it to PMPL, that prize pool, it only gets bigger. So if they're looking to fill their pockets with some cash money, you know, the goal here, top 8 at the end of the day, realistically.
Exactly. That's why every single game counts. We're at the halfway point, so it's getting a little bit more suspenseful. Everybody, as games go on, I feel like it gives opportunity for more of these teams to really be able to figure out how to go about their opponents, kind of learning the lobby, we can say. So if some of those teams that are already struggling don't go on ahead and start getting it together, I gotta say, in these first couple of games, I'm going to be quite worried about their ability to go on ahead and actually get into that qualification range, because at the same time those teams above them are already doing the same things as well. So like I said, the longer you wait, the harder it is going to get.
And not only that, like some teams from the group stages, to me, watching them the last 2 days, like they're just not there yet. They haven't woken up, I guess you can say. They're at the bottom, and I'm not trying to be harsh on anybody here, but, you know, I had high expectations for a couple teams, right? Just because we did watch them slay during the group stage. But then, you know, last 2 days, like, where are you at? And I think today, that turning away point that they really need to come together and just, you know, flip that switch. But before we get to that, let's check out the schedule. Let's see what maps we will be playing here today. Remember, Span Cargo said we will be playing 4 maps, and the classic Span Cargo sandwich right there. The Erangel, the Sanhok, the Miramar, and the Erangel. Break it down, Span Cargo.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be starting off on Erangel, then Sanhok, Miramar, Erangel, and I love to see that we have a difference in maps. I like to see this split up because every single map has a different way to be playing it. Sanhok, a little bit more aggressive, everybody right next to each other. It's really kind of like a team fighting, chain fighting kind of a situation because there is not that space that Erangel and Miramar provides. Erangel, a little bit flatter compared to Miramar, but everybody very much knows that map, the first one coming on out. Those trees definitely providing a lot of cover, so really it comes up to close range fights as well. Miramar, complete opposite, way more out in the open, way more differences, variations when it comes to height. And all of them are going to give us an exciting watch.
You got the buns, you got the lettuce, and you got the meat right there. And honestly, just, you know, kind of looking at PMCO as a whole, my favorite map to kind of watch as a spectator, for some reason, it has been Miramar. You know, I'm definitely a huge Vikendi fanboy, and, you know, rumor has it, you know, I sent enough emails out there that we might be getting Vikendi back here shortly. But so far in PMCO, like, I have been enjoying watching these plays that some of these squads have been taking on Miramar, just kind of getting the opportunity to watch the different strategies, because Miramar, it is a bigger map. So you tend to see polar opposites. You tend to see the squads that love just playing every single zone in the center, and you also get a nice chance to see those teams that they just like playing nice, slow and steady on the edge. And it's interesting to see kind of what strategies works better on what map. But ladies and gentlemen, players are going to be loading in here very shortly. We're getting the day started. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The OnePlus 9 Pro.
The OnePlus 9 Pro. Oh my god, this phone feels incredible. The best processor, 120 hertz, 12 gigs of RAM, and a Hasselblad camera. What more could you want?
The hyper touch on this bad boy is phenomenal.
The best model of OnePlus phone I have used to date.
Welcome back. Short little break there. Got to be able to see a little bit of a video from our sponsor, but of course, we've been kind of waiting for is the introduction of the teams and where they are on that leaderboard. So Dave, let's go on ahead and do that. Take a look at those teams and what they've been able to do so far. Let's go ahead and throw it on up there.
Pull it up. Let's check it out. These are the teams, just in case you did forget. You got Dope Esports. You got the GameChangers. You got GODSENT, Helping Quit Addiction, a.k.a. HQA. You got HTV Esports, LeveLx, Mezexis Esports NA, and then Ogilvy. And then on the right side, Spin Cargo, who we got?
We got Pro Era, TacoLovers, Team BTOWN, Team Karen, Team OP, Vamp, WallStreetBets, and Yo.
Yo, what's up? What's up? Wait, what you calling me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on.
Just Team Yo, you know.
Just Team Yo. Okay. Team Yo, on a serious note, day one, popping off. Day two, I can recall they had 2 games where it was like 0 points, right? So I think it's tactical 0-point games, because they want to give other squads the opportunity to kind of play catch up, because for a moment there, I remember they were like 50 points ahead, maybe 30 points ahead of other squads. And there's a point here that once when you develop such a large point lead, like, there's just no catching up with the amount of games left to play.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I mean, Team Yo was unfortunately kind of lost that lead. They did have 2 0-point games, so hopefully they're going to come back today with something a little bit different, but they're still holding on strong in a good position. We can go ahead and take a look at that overall leaderboard right now to get a little bit of a refresher after what happened last night. So after last night's games, Dope Esports LLC going to continue to hold on to that top spot with 116 total points, majority coming from placement. And Team BTOWN, yesterday I kept commenting, they were popping off yesterday. They were really feeling it on day 2. So they're now in second place with 113. Again, placing points kind of that weight. GODSENT, a little bit different though. Also, absolutely slaying after last night's games. They're going to find their way all the way into that third place position with 93 points. They have something a little bit different. They have 0 chicken dinners compared to the people around them, but they're able to come on back and get that third place because of the kill points that they've been able to achieve.
Yeah, their last game last night, they had such a strong spot. I remember that Alamo, right? You and I were watching that one. They had Alamo, and I thought they had that chicken dinner in the bag. But then we saw the solo. I forget what team the solo was on, but the solo just playing spoiler to that winner chicken dinner. So, was it from Dope? Of course, it had to have been from Dope. So,
yeah.
As if they needed more points here. But yeah, hopefully tonight, GODSENT, if they want to kind of check off that checklist, a chicken dinner, I have to assume is on that checklist that they will be looking to check off. But regardless, it stands to tell you how consistent they have been playing, because look, Dope, 2 chickens, BTOWN, 2 chickens, and then underneath them, Yo with 2 chickens. So for not having any chickens and in third place, they're doing something right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. They're definitely being aggressive when they need to. They probably figured out where they're lacking. They're bringing it back. But, they end up losing. They're still in that 4th place position, which is pretty good. All the way down, Team OP, WallStreetBets, Ogilvy, Helping Quit Addiction. Let's go ahead and jump on over to that second page as well, because right now the 8th place spot with 57 points, Mezexis Esports, they were on that front page after yesterday, but not any longer, it seems. They're now in 9th with 52 points. That's actually not that far away, though. Same with Pro Era right underneath them with 50. It's around here where everybody is definitely much closer in terms of total points. That just, we said it before, one huge game could completely change their standings.
Yeah, and I predict a lot of shaking up here today in the lobby, in particular these squads, because I was talking to a player from Mezexis and I said, Dave, today's the day we are going to clap back. We know exactly what we need to do to tighten up, and just watch us, Dave. Just watch us. I said, hey, if that's how you feel, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. The fans are ready. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot forget the 1+9. The 9 Pro, the flagship performance, the immersive 120 hertz display, the new technology built into it like HyperTouch, built specifically for gamers. That's everyone's best shot of climbing up the leaderboards here today. The 1 Plus and 9 Pro, shout out to them here, the title sponsor for PMCO.
You heard it. Go ahead and get that 1+9 Pro. Going ahead and help you climb the leaderboards, and that's exactly what everybody here is going to want to do today. We already took a look at that overall standings. Unfortunately, some teams not quite performing to our expectations, one of them being Vamp, unfortunately, currently in that last place position with 17 points, if I'm not mistaken. So this is it. It's a halfway point. If any perfect chance of going ahead and turn around, it would be now. So we're going to start it off on Erangel. There's a lot of weight now coming into today because it is kind of that fresh start at the halfway point. If you don't start doing well now, there's absolutely no chance. So Dave, I'm looking forward to it. Let's go on ahead and jump right on in and get into the action.
Fresh start. I love it. Fresh start. If you're Vamp, forget about the first 2 days. It did not happen. 17 points? 17 points who? Just come into these games, try to get a chicken, and it is 1,000% doable. We saw HQA do just that yesterday. HQA, they had 8 points. 8 points yesterday. That is it. They come into this map, as of right now, 57 points, and they're in 8th place. So if HQA could pop off in one day and really turn it around, oh, trust me, I believe Vamp, HTV, Team Karen, GameChangers, even TacoLovers, they have it. They have the opportunity to really pull it together here today and do exactly what HQA did yesterday, and that's get that top 8 spot.
Exactly. There's still huge opportunities for these teams to really bring it back, especially, I mean, we know it's a halfway point. Maybe these guys are kind of feeling at this point, a little bit of a nail biter. They know they only have 8 games left, but honestly, that's better than it being tomorrow and only having 4 games left. So if they really could have gone ahead and turned it around, it has to be today. So I'm sure some of those teams on that half of that leaderboard are probably coming in here with a little bit more of a colder determination. They know what they have to do. They really have to go ahead and bring it back, get the points that they need. And based off this plane path, I mean, right up almost through the middle on that eastern side a bit more, and we're going to see that the first zone is actually going to be quite neutral towards everybody. It's going to kind of just center smack dab on the mainland of Erangel. That's going to mean that everybody kind of has equal opportunity to be getting inside of this first zone. So that's going to be difficult when it comes to rotations. If anybody far away, such as Dope up there in Sub or Kameshki, want to get more towards that center, they're going to have to be driving through a ton of teams, but it's also going to set everybody up quite nicely for a pretty difficult game.
Yeah, so we'll have to follow. We'll definitely have to follow with Dope, considering they're coming into today first place on the overall leaderboard. Only 3 points ahead of BTOWN. So those two squads, they're going to be going back and forth all day long. But when we look at the zone, TacoLovers, I think for once, it's not completely on military, but it is touching military. So they aren't going to have to deal with the difficulties of rotating early and getting gate kept like we saw the past 2 days, because everybody knows TacoLovers, they go military base every single chance they get. And Team Karen, we saw taking advantage of that yesterday, as well as LeveLx. So with zone number 1 favoring at least the tip up there to the north of military base, they have a little time. They have some time to kind of catch their breath, slow down, and not deal with those pressures like they have been dealing with the past 2 days. But all things considered here, I'm looking around. So Vamp, we're checking in with them. They got some vehicles. They're going to be heading into North George. That's their spot here. Vamp. I mean, if we had to analyze Vamp, where would we even start? Like, if we had to, for me, I would start with having 4 in the lobby, number 1.
True.
But if I was Vamp, I think personally I would try to focus on getting maybe 1 or 2 games underneath your belt here today with solid placement points. And I'm talking stake it to make it. I don't even care. But if you get a top 3, that's 10 points right there. If you could do that 2 times in a row, that's 20 points right there. Like, if I'm Vamp, I think I would prioritize avoiding fights early to mid-game and trying to survive. Like, that would be my play style. I don't know how you feel about that here, Span Cargo.
No, I agree. I think that's exactly what they need to start doing. Driving over there into North Georgia Pool kind of makes me nervous. They're leaving the first circle. The only good thing that could potentially come out of it is that they are going to be away from the majority of people for the beginning, for this looting phase. So they're not going to be getting in an early fight, which is obviously really good. They need to be staying longer. They have to go ahead and get those placement points. I feel like this entire time they've just been being taken out super early, and I feel like maybe that's because of their rotations. They're not getting inside of that zone. They're getting in the fights while they're trying to rotate, and that's taking them out too early. No placement points, no kill points. So they really have to go on ahead and remedy that. So going out to Georgia Pool, well, hoping that they don't get an early fight, but it does make me nervous that maybe that's going to continue to have them have a little bit messed up of rotations. But hopefully they've acknowledged that, they've realized that, and they're going to change it a little bit today. But yeah, you're right. They can't get in a fight. They just have to stay alive, because that's where they're going to get the points really when it comes to getting farther up that leaderboard. And if they get 20 points, Dave, that's doubling the score that they have already right now.
Yeah, that's solid. And I also think, like, kind of just analyzing them a little more here, because they are at the last place spot here. I think when we look back at group stage, they weren't as contested as they are here for the finals. Oh, hold up, BTOWN. Okay, because we had 3 squads in Georgia Pool during the group stages, on and off. But when we look at this lobby, Pro Era is always in North George as well. So every single time, at least on Erangel, they're always running into Pro Era, losing 1 to Pro Era. But we'll have to get back to that, because it looks like BTOWN might be opting to take somewhat of a skirmish here on Potato Hill. That's going to be HQA on the opposite end. after yesterday's performance, HQA leaps and bounds. I mean, they did phenomenal. Taking an early game fight right here. If they lose it, I don't know. That's going to set them back here on all their progress.
Yeah, I feel like they're definitely a team that after day one kind of looked at what they were doing, figured out what was wrong. Day two absolutely came back with a bang. And yeah, I agree. Fighting for this Potato Hill position. The good thing is that two teams can technically be here. One to the east, one to the west, safely. But I mean, really only one team can efficiently play there. And right now, it kind of looks like HQA is deciding that they don't want to go on ahead and risk it, saving their one teammate from that one-story building, kind of bringing them back towards the other side of the mountain. BTOWN, I mean, they're not pushing just yet. They're kind of just feeling it out, kind of taking some shots in that direction. And it looks like that's how they're going to be for now. HQA, BTOWN, just sitting there staring at each other through some rocks, just waiting for any sort of a peak to happen. I mean, this is a good place to take up on top of Potato Hill. It's just off center. It gives you a lot of vision to everywhere around you, but you got to be careful, especially as people start slowly sending it on in, setting up right beside you. You can see Ogilvy setting up right beneath HQA.
Yeah, and I definitely feel like HQA have a lot more to lose in this situation. Not necessarily on their position in-game, but their position on the leaderboards, because BTOWN currently in second place with 113. So they have the opportunity to risk an early engagement like this. And if they get taken out 0 points or even 1 point, it's not going to affect them as much compared to HQA, who are on that cusp. Like, they are on the line when we're talking who qualifies and who does not qualify. But go back to the early discussion here. Vamp, Pro Era, North George, these two teams on Erangel always just tagging each other back and forth. And when we're talking leaderboard, you know, Vamp, they've been losing. And as of right now, yeah, they are chasing Seagut here. All three in the vehicles, looking to get a pit maneuver right here. Seagut in the Tesla, though, trying to get on out of harm's way. Solo hit the buggy. Oh, swapping seats. That's gonna be big. Got him. The seat swap from Solo.
No way.
I almost fell out my chair right there. Oh man, that was beautiful. Through the trees.
That was sick.
Through the trees. You don't see that every
You
day.
gotta get out of there though. Oh, they have to leave now, though. The rest of Pro Era, they're going to be angry. The thing is, they got that kill, but it's only taking them down to both 3 people each, so it's down to being even. 3-12 in a perfect position to kind of shoot him off. Solo now up on top of the hill, trying to do even more damage as they're driving on by. But right now, 2 of the members of Pro Era getting away. Oh, those last few hits are taking them super low, but it looks like they will be able to go on ahead, send it into crates to heal on up before they continue. Their last teammate, Pan, still up inside of North Georgia Pool, not going to be driving towards Vamp whatsoever, and it looks like now they're kind of on a hunt back, maybe to loot up their kill before making a move further inside zone. But wow, they really wanted that kill, and I mean, obviously he was trying to get back to the rest of his team. If he had just gotten a little bit further, that could have been a whole out team fight.
Vamp, already. I approve right there. The early game aggression, maybe they've just had enough. They've had enough of sharing North George, kind of tagging each other back and forth with Pro Era, and they're trying to claim their territory right here this game. And after that, you know, Pro Era is going to go back and watch that one and be like, ooh, like, yeah, they got us good here. So Vamp, 3 members alive. They are going to be using this opportunity in their vehicles to most likely send it on that bridge, hopefully do some scouting, and move into Rawshawk. And Rawshawk, as of right now, is going to be free and clear, so we'll have to continue to follow them. What a exciting kind of play here we get to see on day number 3. And I'm not gonna lie, I almost fell out my chair and broke my arm there, but I'm feeling I'm feeling good. You know, that play right there from Vamp, that kind of it gives me the ability to believe in them once again, because I'm a big Vamp fan, and the first 2 days we just haven't seen that aggression that we saw from group stages from them. And right there, that's it. Vamp, they might be back.
I sure hope so, because they really were a dominant team. Like, they got in here in that towards that top spot. So if from group stage, I personally was really expecting some big things from them. And you're right, they've kind of been non-existent. It might be because on Erangel they are being held out by Pro Era every single time. Pro Era, especially towards the beginning, was doing absolutely amazing now around that 9th, 10th spot, if I'm not mistaken. So they also have to kind of bring it back as well. But other than that, Vamp has kind of been struggling, not playing the way that I've used to so far. So it looks like now that's the Vamp we kind of know a bit more, and hopefully they're going to be able to continue that now starting at the halfway mark. We already said it's kind of a little bit of a restart. I mean, the points are still they are, but this is really the time where things are going to have to change. And speaking of Era, it looks like they're also going to be sending it in more towards this just to the hard west side, right beside Karen, but they will be able to get away. And the further they go, the more worried I get, because I already said it. There's already so many teams inside of this zone that any further they go, they're going to be running into somebody.
Not only that, like it looks like Team Karen possibly are hunting them down as well. So Pro Era losing Siga early on. They got Team Karen behind them. They have to be extra cautious to not run into BTOWN, who are currently doing some scouting. And then, of course, you still have HQA up there ahead as well. Everybody, though, looking... Oh, yeah, Team Karen is 100% following them, at least attempting to right there. We still see them in their vehicles. Yeah. Team Karen trying to navigate their way in between BTOWN. If I'm Team Karen, I might just stay in the car, honestly. Next zone shifts all the way to the east. I think I'm just full sending that bad boy.
Oh, definitely. Everybody really should be over on this western side. Right when it hard shifts to a different direction, everybody usually gets into their vehicle, just starts sending it. The other side of that zone, all the way to the east, should be completely clear. And that's what these teams want to start making a rotation to. Everybody already inside that zone going to be moving as well, trying to get themselves in a better position. Yeah, just take a look at that map. Everybody's in a vehicle, all the steering wheels possible now inside of this zone as they start setting up. It looks like HTV not moving anymore, though. They kind of have a pretty good position. It's everybody else is going to be filling in around them. They have shelter, and it looks like all the other good compounds around them are already taken. So where are these other teams going to go? It looks like we might starting to get to see a bunch of fights either on the open further to the east, or potentially some crashes happening if they think they can't go any further. It is only phase 2 though, so I feel like that wouldn't be likely, but crazier things have happened.
It could definitely happen. And just kind of doubling back to the map here, TacoLovers, they went from military, now they're North Milta, and I feel like they really have the opportunity to kind of return the favor to LeveLx and possibly try to gatekeep LeveLx there on the southern half of the zone and kind of pay them back, because we saw yesterday LeveLx, they bridge camped them, and they took them out quick. TacoLovers got mopped. So we'll see. We'll see what they can do here. Ogilvy got Pro Era. Everybody kind of with the same game plan right here. Just trying to find somewhere safe, park those vehicles, get into the cover, and do some scouting, and maybe try to take out some tires of the enemies on the way.
Ogilvy, they're going to find themselves a place to play. I think stopping here on the very edge of the zone is probably the safest thing to do. They have no idea what else is happening inside this zone. They just got here from super far over to the western side. So stopping there, starting to scout on in is definitely the safest thing to do. We can already see that another team right above them is taking shots at them. I can't tell if it's Pro Era or Team OP, but definitely some shots are being tossed in their direction. And even down to TacoLovers, it looks like them and Karen are starting to exchange some shots. TacoLovers definitely want to continue a little bit forward, but Karen, they have a little dip there with some wizard towers that's going to be providing them some really nice cover. TacoLovers can't really push that position without running completely out in the open, so they might have to try and approach this a little bit differently. Maybe just leave Karen's alone and make a rotation a little bit further towards the east, get around towards prison. But honestly, at this point, I'd just wait for this next zone to close, because it's not going to be that much longer.
Yeah, a couple more seconds here. We got Big Cheese with the Dino outfit on. Is going to be possibly spotting out BTOWN on the very edge. Next zone goes up. So, okay, Team Karen, they can hold that spot if they want to. Same could be said with the TacoLovers. The TacoLovers, though, we talked about it. They have an opportunity to maybe gatekeep squads like LeveLx if they decide to wrap down here. Maybe BTOWN. It's going to be a ton of teams kind of hovering around the southern part, but look at this. Look at the north. Like, Dope already repositioning. They are going to be crashing Mezexis, trying to take their position from them, and they need to take it now before getting third party because all the other teams, same idea. And Mezexis already 2 down here on their knees, bleeding on out.
Doesn't look good. It looks like 24K is still here, but we don't quite know where Dreki is in this situation. A little bit further to the side, Dope, you can see that only one of them is down. 2 are still alive. 24K will go down. That means Dreki is, in fact, the last one alive, and he is much further away from the rest of his team. He's further down on the southern side, up the hill, and Dope, they're just starting to charge right at him. They know that they got 3 knocks. There's only 1 left, so there we go. Starting to make the push, trying to be out of the vehicle to get the shots, but no, Dreki, he's not going to let that happen. He's just going to start disengaging, trying to drive away. The thing is that if he doesn't stop soon, he's still going to be driving in. There's still so many teams alive, still all 16, so hopefully he'll be able to find somewhere safe to play, but he will be doing so as a solo. Dope just forcing themselves a position inside of this zone. Now holding that northern side, there still are a bunch of teams up there that they could take advantage of and get some more kills on these next few rotations.
Ooh, talk about getting kills. We got Steve-O trying to play the squad mate of the year right here, getting that pickup on a Casper. Was receiving some shots, still receiving some shots. They're going to be right dead center if they can get the pickup. But that tree, they have a vehicle to work with for cover. Besides that, not much else. And Pro Era still alive. Okay, in shelter. They have an okay spot, okay cover, and even the potential to maybe go down there and get some loot just in case they need to top off. Got HTV on one of the entrances as well. Team OP also holding down a bunker entrance. So it's going to be interesting. If these zones continue to favor the shelters, we might have some underground warfare. We've seen it before. As of right now, though, Nemesis trying to open this fight up, maybe. And not kind of angry with the golden arm out here. It's going to be right on the edge of the west.
And all of the entrances to shelter are now taken. It looks like GODSENT want to take one of the entrances that HTV has in charge of. But Dope, they just won this location. It looks like HQA want to go on ahead and try their own luck trying to grab this for themselves as well. Dope going to lose 1, still have 3 up, though HQA not as fortunate. It looks like Wang, he's the only one up with a lot of HP. Lucky Bear trying to heal on up. In the meantime, no, his teammate goes down. It is just 1 left. He's completely in front of him. Wait a second. They didn't realize. Oh, but it's still going to happen. Helping Quit Addiction is going to be eliminated. Dope will get more kills. They lost 1 this time, but they now have 7 kills. They've been able to fight for that position and now protect it.
Lucky Bear, not lucky enough right there. I feel like a lot of them are kind of just, that's 312. Not one of, the top fragger from group stage. Hanging out right there. Dope Esports, they're just, we talked about in the pre-show, they are just soaking up the points here, and they're in first place. Like, they do not need these points, but they are taking away so many points from these other squads who desperately need them. You love to see it, though. I mean, they're a good squad. They will be getting favored on the edge. They might have the opportunity to take another fight with LeveLx if LeveLx do decide to rotate down that direction. But over here in shelter, Pan, M249, 4 members of Yo at your doorstep right here. Are they going to go in? Are they going to go into the shelter? That might be risky. That might be real risky, actually, if you're Yo.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, both of these teams are actually inside of this next zone. We can see that it kind of cuts shelter in half. So I bet they're just going to continue to hold the outside for right now. But the thing is, on this next zone shift, they're really going to have to get rid of them. Like, if they're hoping to make any sort of a move, or even if the zone pulls towards them, they have to get rid of their closest enemy so that they can actually be able to fortify that position, really be able to play it effectively. With Pro Era down there, that means that Yo's position is kind of always compromised for right now. But TacoLovers, they were the furthest team. They just sent it on in down to the edge of this zone, and it looks like a bunch of teams are taking advantage of that. Dope getting some knocks. Only 2 are going to be left. LeveLx, Karen, both of them not that far away. So Cheese, Sheep, the only 2 left right inside zone. Wednesday, he's a little bit far away. Maybe from his position, he might be able to help out his team, but he has to start doing so now. And here comes Peaceful, actually. Wait a second. A ton of teams trying to get some kills onto the TacoLovers.
Let's see what Karen can do. Team Karen, they're trying to take some shots, and Peaceful is just driving around, having the best time of their lives here, trying to bait out everybody. And I think it's an important play to kind of note right there, because Peaceful was able to identify 2 different teams that were out there, relay that information back to their squad mates. And what's important is Peaceful is still alive. And you know who's not alive? LeveLx. They got taken out. They tried to third-party TacoLovers, didn't work out. So TacoLovers, Wednesday, probably going to bleed out in the blue, but they're still alive, and that's what matters. So we got BTOWN, Ogilvy, and Team Karen all looking to take the fight.
Oh, definitely. The southern side still has the majority of people. Here we go. Starting to toss some nades towards BTOWN. That blue zone is upon them as well, so they need to go on ahead and take them out as swiftly as possible. Karen, though, losing a couple more people. Both of them just have 2 up, and BTOWN, they're just going to start driving straight through. Ooh, getting really close to running some more people over, but it will be Karen to go on ahead and get that last kill onto BTOWN. Eliminated. They're in a good position, though. They did go out a little bit early in this time, and 11 teams. I cannot believe how many people are still alive, especially as this next zone shifts. They've just been somehow able to play this pretty effectively. Here comes Ogilvy taking advantage of the fight that was just happening beside them onto Karen's, taking that kill and going on ahead and getting some new knocks. Unruly, though, going to be able to get a trade. Here we go. Let's see. Ogilvy actually split at this point. Wow. What?
There was about
out.
3 different enemies that tried to run over Unruly. Unruly put a stop to all 3 of those vehicle attempts on their life right there. Still alive. The last one alive for their squad. 3 kills out of 4. Now going to be on the edge, forced to reposition. You got 2 TacoLovers just a little north of them. But this game, Team Karen, Unruly on fire. And this was that fight we were kind of talking about earlier on. Yo now recognizing, okay, there's the team in shelter. Do we prioritize the shelter squad? Do we try to move through shelter? We already see some grenades. We already see some mollies getting placed on the field. The solo popping up from that snake position. M249 traded on by Salt, AKM. Oh, the fight in shelter.
Nice.
Ooh, right over there. We can see it. And that's it.
Yeah, it looks like GODSENT.
They tried. Yep, they got taken out.
Oh. I was going to say GODSENT might have the opportunity to start third-partying this, but that's not what happened. GODSENT's eliminated. Yo are able to, in fact, hold out the rest of everybody else inside of shelter. OP also ends up going down. Yo coming out on top here with all 4 members alive. Looks like they're able to take down everybody that was in that shelter position. And now in front of them, completely different teams. It's GameChangers, WallStreetBets. Yo, not inside zone yet. Starting to use that ridge to their advantage, throwing out some smokes to try and provide them cover, but they have a while to go. They still have to push, and it looks like GameChangers and WallStreetBets don't want to come any closer. One of them already going down. That means they have 3 left. Let's see what they're going to be able to do. Starting to drive up straight towards WallStreetBets, taking that fight. One goes down. See with the last one live. Here we go, taking that fight with Spring. The thing is, it's a 2v1, and with that jump on over, Spring's going to be able to take out the last one. WallStreetBets out in 6th place. 5 teams remain, and it looks like Yo need to go on ahead and get these rests as fast as possible because their fight is not over. GameChangers, they're not pushing, but they're definitely interested in trying to hold out the rest of Yo, taking a lot of shots in that direction.
Yeah, what a play right there. Unruly getting taken out. Spring was able to pull up in the vehicle, kind of draw all the attention from WallStreetBets while the other Yo members were just firing down on them, making sure to keep Spring alive. I really like that play. That right there shows communication, and that shows Spring, their ability to trust in their squad mates when they need them most. 7 kill points right now for Yo, 6 kill points for GameChangers. But of course, Dope Esports, 9 kill points. Top 4 situation. I mean, at this point, Dope Esports, is there anything that's going to be stopping them? Well, maybe an M4 spray.
I mean, GameChangers, they have this next zone, and everybody else is kind of on the open slope of this hill. Everybody has to come to them, and they're obviously in the perfect position to see everybody make a run towards them. So we only have 10 seconds left before the zone is going to start moving. The furthest away is Taco Sheep. So TacoLovers going to have the furthest to run. He's all the way far away. He's going to have to slowly start crawling forward, try not to be spotted out. The next one going to be Dope Esports and Yo, but Dope might have an opportunity to get inside the zone as Yo starts pulling on up to GameChangers. This is a big fight, and Perch is going to start it off with a knock onto Amon. There we go, instantly flushing them out. They have the advantage against GameChangers now in terms of people. Dope Esports will go out, though. It looks like they couldn't quite survive that blue zone, that rotation on in. And so, GameChangers can fully focus on each other. You know, it would be insane as if Sheep from TacoLovers could somehow third-party this insanely. We'll have to wait and see. For right now, this fight is just starting to pop off, but right now, GameChangers is definitely more trapped in one location compared to all of you.
Oh, Sheep drawing the attention of Spray right there, and Batman. Sheep just driving on the edge, trying to wrap around everybody. Risky play, vehicle explosion. That's going to give Spring the opportunity to try to close the gap, get a little closer to GameChangers within grenade range. But that boulder is the ultimate bodyguard right here. Here comes the molly, the spread on that molly, not able to touch these players, and they know. Know exactly where the duo is, so it's only a matter of time. 4v2.
Yeah, they were able to take out 2 members of GameChangers so far now. Sheep, unfortunately, wasn't able to really turn it into anything on his drive around. The thing is that even if he tried running on in, I have a feeling that would have just been able to spot him out. There really was no sneaky way or anything where to hide on this zone. And this zone going even further to the northern side, GameChangers can continue to stay where they are for now. But they have to start making a rotation a little bit more out into the open. I think has to move first. So instantly, everybody's going to start laying prone. The thing is that having the numbers advantage, right when GameChangers start shooting, even if they get 2 knocks, the other 2 will know exactly where they are, and they could potentially just take them on out. So GameChangers are definitely in a hard position. They're going to have to play this even more than perfectly, but unfortunately for Colby, he's actually going to be spot out. They know there's 1 left. It's Batman, so everybody's slowly pushing forward. Spray running towards the rock. He doesn't expect Batman to be where he is, but the rest of them will, in fact, spot him out. He will get a second knock as well, but that third teammate is there, and that is it. And unfortunately, it looks like the other team's going to go ahead and take that win. That was great ending for Yo.
Yeah, you could tell Yo was confident right there. We saw some pans getting thrown, and we heard some bolt shots getting shot there towards the end. And they used their numbers advantage. Clearly, they all separated. They all got their own little individual spot to avoid maybe possibly getting taken out from a molly, a grenade, or even a quick spray down right there. So coming in clutch, we were talking, where was Yo yesterday? They got 2 games back-to-back, 0 points. They said, hold up, everybody. You must have forgot who we are. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. And I think that shelter defend, too, was a big fight that they truly had to win against Pro Era, because that would have been it right there. But they were able to identify there's a team down here. Let's make sure we take them out. They even threw some smokes to block the sightlines from other squads trying to third-party that fight. So that was a huge play. I think that was a game-winning play, in my opinion, that really set Yo up for this chicken dinner.
They were able to take out more than just the 1 team below them as well. They took out so many teams around Shelter. So yeah, it looks like last night after 2 games of 0, they decided that they needed to go on ahead and bring it on back. And it looks like they're starting off strong just after game 1. It makes me kind of excited to see how they're going to do in the rest of these games, especially going on into Sanhok. They knew that they needed to be a bit more aggressive and get those kills. And it looks like they're able to do so for game 1. Hopefully they'll be able to do so in Sanhok, the game for fights. But let's actually take a look at that match ranking. Dave, how many points were these guys actually able to pick up?
27 points. But I'm looking at GameChangers, 19 points. I'm looking at TacoLovers, 17 points. TacoLovers definitely needed that. They came into today overall-wise, 12th place on the leaderboards. Even Team Karen, 14th place on the overall leaderboards. This game, game 1, 10 points. Like, that is what we were kind of talking about early game for what we want to see from Vamp. Come into the matches, get 10 points, maybe 2 times in a row. That's 20. Quick math right there. And that's going to set them up to try to take over that 8th place position. So GG's to Team Karen. And as we kind of scroll down the leaderboards, we got WallStreetBets. I mean, anything sticking out to you?
On this one, no. I mean, I feel like we were able to kind of see those teams that have been doing pretty consistently. I mean, those teams more towards the bottom are those teams around that range that could potentially be in a little bit of danger. So it's nice to see them still holding on to getting some points in these games, even though Ogilvy in 8th with 4 points is still some 4 points. But yeah, so for Karen, even GameChangers, they came in today in 13th place as well. Karen right below them in 14th, 38 and 35 points total. Both of them are really coming and decided that they wanted to do something today, it looks like. So otherwise, besides those two, the rest of these teams are closer to that top 8 position. So it's nice to see different teams come on ahead and get into the spot and try and get more points. Let's also take a look at that second page as well. 4 points for 8th place. How many were the other side able to pick up? Oh, Vamp. Vamp at least being able to pick up some points, 3 points from this match, but we've already talked about it. Need to get a bit more, but still going out in 9th with 3. And it looks like for everybody else, we got a good amount of points actually throughout the entirety of this, all the way, of course, down to 16th place. Unfortunately, not being able to pick up any.
Yeah, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, sold. And honestly, it goes to show you like the top finishing squads this game, especially when we're looking at Dope, all their kills. Like they're just soaking up the points, taking away these points from our teams at the bottom. LeveLx getting pinched out there on that east side. We're looking for those comeback games, and 7 more games to go. The countdown keeps winding down. 7 more matches. That is it. Next game coming on up will be Sanhok. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you stick around. We're going to send it to a quick break. When we come back, Sanhok, baby. Don't go nowhere.
The OnePlus 9 Pro.
The OnePlus 9 Pro. Oh my god, this phone feels incredible. The best processor, 120 hertz, 12 gigs of RAM, and a Hasselblad camera. What more could you want?
The hyper touch on this bad boy is phenomenal.
The best model of OnePlus phone I have used to date. The OnePlus 9 Pro.
The OnePlus 9 Pro. Oh my god, this phone feels incredible. The best processor, 120 hertz, 12 gigs of RAM, and a Hasselblad camera. What more could you want?
The hyper touch on this bad boy is phenomenal.
The best model of OnePlus phone I have used to date.
Yo, Dave. What is up, Dave? That's how it is over there. How's everybody else doing? What's going on? Welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open Fall Split 2021 Hot Jukes here with Mustache Dave. And it's all about yo, dude. Once again, crushing it here in day number 3.
I feel like yo only win when you're coming up next for that intro, because that's about, well, that's like the third time you've had that intro, and I think they only have 3 chicken dinners. So, like, is there a coincidence there? Is there something going on? I don't know. Connecting the dots, you know, the numbers just running through my head. But yeah, yo, coming out on top there, 12 kill points, and of course the winner chicken dinner. After yesterday's 2 back-to-back goose eggs, Hot Jukes, they were tired of us criticizing them. They said, these dudes, they're going to watch us. You know, watch us today pop off. And they were taking it easy yesterday. Today, they're showing up here once again.
I mean, heck, why not, right? You had 2 chicken dinners in the first day, and then all of a sudden we see them just fall off the face of the earth. And then in day number 3, first game, chicken dinner. And that's 3 chicken dinners, Dave. That's right. I had that intro 3 times because that's 3 times more chicken dinners than a lot of the teams in the lobby even have, dude. I mean, it's absolutely insane to see them pop off like that. But I know that one thing that a lot of people want to see, Dave, is the overall leaderboards, Dave, is them overall, because that's really all that matters here. Top 8 is what these teams are looking for. Personally, I would try to make sure I'm in the top 5, bro. I don't want to get clapped when it comes PMPL time. So hopefully we could see some of these teams start moving up little by little. And TacoLovers, I think they had a good bounce back yesterday, Dave, didn't they? Huh? I know that we didn't get to talk about it towards the end.
Last game too. Last game as well. They had a couple points, 17 points actually last game, I believe. So yeah, they're slowly coming back. Slowly, Hot Jukes. The team that I'm looking at that, I've been a fan of has been Vamp. I could say the same. You know, game 1, early game, they were getting tired of Pro Era, always on top of them. They chased them down. I almost fell out my chair. I was over here looking like, whoa, like Solo was in a buggy, Hot Jukes. Jumped the mountain in the trees. I'm like, Solo. I almost fell out my chair, swapped seats, and got a kill onto one of the members from Pro Era. Like, you don't see that every day in competitive.
No, definitely. I mean, to be able to go ahead and hit that vehicle switch, pop out shots, that's the flashy kind of play. We always kind of criticize, the just teams grouping up and simple mistakes because it is the club open. But when you start busting out some plays like that, that's the kind of stuff we see in later tournaments. So that's how you make a name for yourself, really. Like, making some plays like that, being able to put them up on Twitter and show the world. I love to see it. Love to see it, especially in a tournament like this. Pretty dope.
I was caught off guard. Yeah, it's pretty dope. And talking about dope, dope esports have been slaying. Even when they don't get the chicken, ton of points. I think we saw them get 2 squad wipes last game. They were able to take one of the towers to themselves and from there, they just slowly work their way in, continuing to apply all that pressure on that east side. Pressure makes diamonds, and Dope Esports LLC, well, they want to be the diamond factory here in this lobby, passing out them diamonds, some gems, and they're looking pretty good, man. I'm curious if they can get another chicken dinner, if maybe they can contest them for that first place spot.
I think so, because those are the teams that we saw just like start crushing it in day number 1. So I think that they have some high expectations for them. In the same regards, I think there's a high expectations for a lot of squads. You look at WallStreetBets. They moved into the first page pretty well in day number 2. I think there's a lot of expectations for them. They need to stay consistent. At the same time, I see a little hesitation from them in certain aspects, certain little points where they have opportunities to rush and just go in, or they could just, wait and see what happens. And I think more often than not, I see them just kind of just chill. I want to see a little bit more of that. We can get a big chicken dinner, not just a top placement with some kills. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. And you made a great point, taking control. And if these players want to take control of their gameplay, they need to get that flagship performance, the immersive 120 hertz display, new technology, HyperTouch, built specifically for gamers. I'm talking the OnePlus 9 and 9 Pro, their best shot to take control, climb up those leaderboards, and get that winner chicken dinner. Got a couple more seconds to go. Players loading into the lobby, of course. If you are just tuning on in, well, welcome. Welcome to PMCO Fall Split 2021 NA. We're heading to Sanhok. 7 more games to go, Hot Juice. 7 more games?
7 more games, dude. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe only 7 more games left. But here we go. Starting off match number 2 into Sanhok, bro. Into Sanhok. The jungle. It's where everything's going to go down, dude. I mean, this is what, the second to last Sanhok that's going to be played, Dave?
Yep.
Wow, dude.
2 more.
Two
wow,
that's crazy. That's unbelievable. I mean, this is that opportunity for teams down at the bottom, because we're at that point where the point of no return. Like, if they don't make it right here and going on over, then I don't think they stand a chance. I don't think there's a chance going forward. But here we go. I can hear the players. They're in the plane now. They're locked and loaded. Let's get it, man. Sanhok game number 2 here. Who's going to win it? Start spamming the chat now. Here we go.
Chat going crazy. I'm looking at chat going crazy. Team OP. Team OP.
Baba
so
OP.
Hopefully Team OP. Yeah, Baba OP. Yeah, keep spamming it. Keep spamming it, because they need some love. They need some support. Looking at them last game, Team OP, they got 4 points last game alone. So they're definitely looking to come into the Sanhok game and get a couple kill points. And you know what? Sanhok is the perfect map for any team, especially if they want to get involved here. Get involved, get some team fights going, get some kill points underneath their belt. Well, Sanhok is the map to do it, as all these players will be jumping out. I see Taco Tuesday kind of on top of GameChangers. Besides that, it's looking beautiful. Everybody in their own little individual spots. Early loot, peaceful. Should be peaceful this game around.
It's chilling, dude. Big chilling. BTOWN, dead center, landing inside a boot camp. WallStreetBets landing over to Paradise Resort. So those guys are going to be looted up to the teeth. It's all depending on really where this first circle is going to go. I know HQA is hoping and pleading that it lands on their island. Pro Era, most likely as well. OP, doing a little 4 split on this side here on the north. Just kind of looking like they're trying to just pick up some scraps, get ready for the game. And that's the hard part about Sanhok. It's such a small map.
Yeah.
You don't really have the opportunity to split loot. You have to land on just one little portion, and wherever you decide to go, that's what you have to deal with. That's what you have to deal with. So first zone's going to go on up, though. It's going to be in the mainland. So HQA, Ogilvy, TacoLovers, GameChangers, all going to have to make some moves on in. Cross some water.
So just kind of doubling back to Team OP, like, if they can quickly get some solid loot, they have a nice spot to possibly bridge camp, right? Because we saw Pro Era up there, we saw HQ8, and even Ogilvy who all three teams might be at least thinking about using that northern bridge where Team OP are. So we'll see. Yeah, they can swim across the channel, use a land bridge. But we tend to see squads like to favor rotating up north, at least in my opinion. So I think OP, being where they are, if they play their cards right, they could get a couple kill points early here, Hot Jukes.
They definitely can. It's such a 50-50 decision, though. You have to decide, like, what do you want to really prioritize? Do you want to prioritize placement or kills? The gatekeeping opportunity, you're totally right. Definitely there. And there's, I think, a high possibility of that. But when it comes to gatekeeping, you have a high possibility of getting 4 kills and then being able to move in later. Or, you get into engagement, you lose one person, and then you're stuck, out so far. So I think that they're going to have to decide, do we want to just send it on into zone and then try to gatekeep them later and focus on a better position?
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, since it's Sanhok, that's what I would do. But at the end of the day, if you're able to catch those teams slipping on the move, those are easy points.
We'll see. Well, I totally agree with you as well. But for me, it's all about those little victories, man. If they get that squad wipe early on, okay, 4 points. Now let's look at moving into the zone. Obviously, at that point,
Sure.
Most likely all the prime spots are going to be taken, so you need to be extra cautious, and you might actually just get stuck playing the edge at that point. Not the most optimal in Sanhok, but we'll see. As it does look like two of the heavy hitters in the lobby, Dope Esports and BTOWN, will be finding each other here just south of boot camp. Looks like Graves still in boot camp, trying to loot on up, trying to get with their squad mates. Nesquik on that off angle, taking those initial shots right here. Nice little setup from Dope Esports. I'm liking it. But if Nesquik gets spotted and taken out right there, you have to assume the support is just not going to be there, because Peaceful, is going to be able to lay down that cover fire and allow possibly their squad mates to work their way uphill towards Nesquik and get that quick confirm.
This is the angle I really wanted to see, because it's really, this whole entire engagement is going to be really dependent on Nesquik catching BTOWN from the other side and doing it, because Kahlo right here, he's in a terrible spot. There's like nowhere he can go by that rock. He can try to go up the hill, but it's literally running out wide in the open. He's mostly going to get caught out. Now he knows that, so he's sticking there. He's going to take the risk though and hit it straight backwards, as Flawless is going to be able to come on down that same angle. So they were able to get out there. Oh, Nesquik now going to get pushed. Oh, he hasn't moved, though. They don't know he's there. They have no clue. Now they know. Hello. Gun switch. 1v2. Switch. Oh! Nesquik with the little itty-bitty changes, not able to do it, but the rest of his team was able to get there pretty quickly. Here comes Yahir. Guy coming for the support fire. All he's doing right now is just pre-firing. Trying to buy some time for the rest of his team to get here. But Grave with this nade. This could be huge. Just a little too short. Gets shut down instantly, though. Great trades. It's anyone's game here. One good knock's all it takes to turn this fight around. Looks like Dope had the upper hand, though, for sure. And with 2 knocked, Peaceful needs to hit this nade. Not close enough. Oh, man. It's all Dope.
And it confirms. Yep, and it confirms. Peaceful, those grenades will be giving away their position. Trying to get that last one out right behind the tree, about 1 HP. Swapping to the barrel, connecting on a 1. Now pinned down, back against the wall with Kahlo. Getting it done. And honestly, right there, Dope Esports, you love to see it. They were there to support their squad mate. Nesquik was getting pushed. 2v1, got the trade, but their squad mates right around the corner, ready to support, ready to make sure they don't get thirsted. That was nice.
Hold that. Yeah, that's nice. And we'll talk about that in a second, because we got another engagement coming right up here. WallStreetBets and LeveLx. LeveLx had a really horrible first day at the start, but the last game really started showing up. But now they are just getting caught slipping. King A, the snake in the grass. Sneaky King A. Man, just punishing LeveLx. And now Loki, yeah, he's got to go on the run. Yeah, he's got into that buggy. He said, see ya. I'm out of here. Last one alive. And he's running. Oh, man, he's in trouble. Poor LeveLx.
He's right there. Easiest point I've seen all day, honestly. Just right there in the open. King A lining up them shots. And there you go. WallStreetBets, 3 points. 4-3, as you like to put it, right there on the board. And they're going to be looking around. HTV also in the area. Yeah, HTV definitely hearing those shots. We already see them doing a little bit of scout action going on, and looks like WallStreetBets they might be eyeballing that care package out there possibly. So we'll have to keep tabs on that.
Those care packages definitely have some goodies that you can't find in the rest of Sanhok. Plus, that level 3 gear is going to help pretty well. Back to that dope esports and Team BTOWN fight, though. Man, dude, that was so well done, especially with them being spread out. That was really huge on Yahir. Like, honestly, the fact that he was already running close to his teammate in that engagement, if he was probably 2 seconds later, then I think Dope would have been screwed. But the fact that he got there right on time and was just putting a ton of suppressive fire and nades to buy some few more like precious seconds so the rest of the squad can catch up to him, man, it was so clutch. Very well done.
And then, you know, at that point, they were the aggressors, right? In the situation, they were on their feet while the other enemies, BTOWN, were already snaking it out, crawling. You know, I definitely feel like in that situation, you have the bigger advantage on your feet because you're able to kind of see a little more and move a little quicker. And that's your player. You're just talking about, you're here, kind of getting caught right there behind that tree. Ogilvy trying to make the push.
And they are going to take out you here. So a clutch play and an unfortunate knock and finish. Ogilvy just catching him by surprise. They're flawless. Going for some little cheeky peeks. Yeah, he's looking back because he's thinking, okay, how do I get back to my squad? And it's going to be with the smoke because he ain't got no other cover. No way he's making it back there. Honestly, it's going to be a very risky run. One that he's going to have to go for, though. Natsuo is, like, locked on him. There he goes. Oh, when he
and you got
perfectly straight
too,
the
right,
tree was.
Right ahead of him.
Dope. Able to make it out the way. So they're going to hold it down. You got to look at the map right there. OP surrounding them. I think, honestly, Team OP, the way I've seen them been playing, I think they're just securing that compound. They're going to hold it there. So I don't really see them creeping up on Dope unless the fight pops off between these two and there's a third-party opportunity. But, yeah, I think OP is just going to be big chilling. Yeah, they ain't moving.
I guess Dope just playing it slow at this point. Kind of hoping that Ogilvy don't force him to push closer into Team OP. Team OP in the compounds, probably holding down all those angles to those windows. And Ogilvy definitely thinking about what they should do, but taking a lot of time, honestly. Taking a lot of time. Next zone does go up. So time is not going to be on Ogilvy's side because we have a ton of teams. We got TacoLovers, we got GameChangers, we got Vamp, Mezexis, and even HQA all the way out there on that west side who are going to be coming into the zone very shortly. And as we talk about teams in the blue, it looks like Vamp squaring off against GameChangers down there towards Cave. So have to stay up to date with that in the kill feed.
Yeah, that's the problem here. I mean, literally, that's what competitive PUBG Mobile is really all about. As an IGL, you're just constantly having to make reactive, like 50-50 decisions. Like, yo, when do we decide to turn the aggression on? When do we decide to, like, hey, chill out and play passive? You have to be able to have it like a switch on and off. And the hard part is, this is what makes it so difficult, is you have to have that switch of aggression and passiveness on and off, but with 4 people in sync at the same time. That's what makes it so tough. Like, you see GameChangers here. He knows that they're in there. Oh, what is he going to switch to? Oh, he's got a Molotov.
Molly,
that's going to be perfect. Got to hit it.
The Molly.
Oh.
Did they hit it?
They
Are they
jumped out.
burning?
I don't think so. I can't tell. Sure not. There you go. They did get out in time. And he does going to go find another angle. That's going to work out really well. Beautifully done from Amon. And he's going to go for the nade here. Yeah, he's going to time it perfectly. 3, 2, 1. Yeet.
Go.
See ya.
Boom, baby. That's good. But the trade, though, right there on Amon. And here comes the support from the squad mates. Tap him on the shoulder. Say, good job, soldier. They have enough time to probably get that loot and try to hoof it, boost up, and try to get into the zone now. And there goes Vamp. Last game, solid, point-wise. This game, can't say the same. Can't say the same.
So let me ask you this. How many more bad games before you put the nail in the coffin on Vamp? And, I mean, wait, Vamp's...
I mean, if you want the honest answer, here, with 2 more games to go, I think they need a chicken dinner. If they don't get a chicken dinner here tonight, tomorrow, that nail is like going to be halfway in. All it takes is 1, maybe 2 more taps of the hammer, and that's going to be it, Juke. So I think they need a chicken here tonight, truly.
I'm going to say that if they get another goose egg tonight, then boom, put it in there, dude. To be honest, like, because the problem is the last days of matches are so toxic. There's just so many teams that realize that they can't mathematically make it in, and it makes things so much more difficult. The game is not the same on the last day versus the first 3. So I think that's something Vamp has to really, really think about, and they're going to have to clutch it out here. Oh, it's Salt. He sees some toes. Yeah, he's here. 3, 2, 1. Ready? Watch. He's telling his team. He's telling his teammate right now. Ready? Look at this. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Got him, dude.
Oh, look at that. Look at that spray.
Over the side, King A. King A, we're working here. What's going on? King A, like, I don't care. 3 points for me. Where is King A? Okay. So that's sneaky.
That's like 400 meters away. No, that's like 300 meters away. Yeah, look at that. So yeah, talk about sneaky.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, back to your Vamp thing. Like, the nail is on the coffin, but no hammer has been hit to the nail yet. I think.
So you're saying that you got one hand on the nail,
one tap,
and you got the
nail,
hammer just way up in the air. Yeah,
yes,
gotcha.
Yes, that is exactly what's happening right now. So we'll see. Mezexis versus GODSENT.
GODSENT, like you mentioned, they are down. They're down 1 member, but the other one I can't really see where he's at. But they're gonna have to go ahead and make a play. Let's see if they can. Mezexis is gonna really press this nice little bounce nade in there. Put some suppression on there. Ooh, Salt really felt that one. So go for the instant first aid. It ain't gonna be enough though. This utility, they're gonna go down right now. 3, 2, 1, bye.
Done. And that right there goes to show you the effectiveness of utility. They didn't have to push into the building. They didn't have to risk getting traded on. They didn't have to risk losing their vest durability, losing their helmet durability. If you have grenades, mollies, toss them in there. Give it a go. Get that splash damage going. And they cleared that house out fairly quickly, and they did it with style. So TacoLovers, Dope, Team Karen, all on top of each other down there in the south. We might see them pop off the kill feed here very shortly. Besides that, we did have the circle shift Paradise Resort in play. That's, I believe, where WallStreetBets like to drop. But WallStreetBets, they have been capitalizing this game on the third parties. And 4 points so far. I don't think they really care about losing that Paradise position. They already got the loot, and now they're on the hunt for those solid kill points.
Another good point for them is you look at the bottom right, you can see the team status. The teams that have gone out so far, GODSENT and Team BTOWN. Those are teams pretty high up on the leaderboards and potential point sponges. So that allows the squads on the second page a good chance to be able to catch up to them a little bit here and now. They just cannot throw, bro. Like, they have to pop off and capitalize on this opportunity big time. Dope is down 1 member. They got 4 points, so you know that they're going to be climbing up a little further. But Karen's got to catch Kahlo out in the open, but I think they're just a little too busy snaking. Yugi, got to catch that spot. Got to get them glasses on.
Yeah, Team Karen, the Karens were able to get 10 points last game, so it was a good start to day number 3 here, as they are going to be snaking on out. And if I had to guess, like, King A is possibly scouting this over here, hearing those shots. So if I'm Team Karen, I'm going to watch out, because King A has been third party in everything this game. As we see Nesquik, taken down in the back lines there on that approach, on their knees right here. I'm surprised Team Karen's still really not moving from that spot. And I don't know how, Dukes, if you're Team Karen, what would be the play? Like, stay hunker down and let them push you type of deal, or?
It's kind of tough because they have no idea how many are up on the team that's shooting from this direction. But I think that right now they have to prioritize this next circle. If it's hard shifts, it does go away from them to Paradise. Now they need to start pushing. They shouldn't even be laying down for a second. They have to be up already and starting to move on Dope if they want to survive.
That's the name of the game. Surviving. Especially
because look at the clock.
And yeah,
38 seconds, bro. It's crazy.
Playing it slow. And look, Team OP already in a gatekeeping position. You got TacoLovers and WallStreetBets. Like, there's a ton of teams around them. Now
think
they're
about
moving.
the math, right? So, but even then, that's 10 seconds of precious time wasted. Like, the problem is, it's like, okay, you have 38 seconds to go once the zone pops, pretty much. You start heading in there, you have to give, 10, 15, 20 seconds for an engagement, and that zone's already closing. So you give up 10 seconds like that, that could be a matter of making it into the zone with kills or dying in 12th place.
Ooh, talking about dying. Cross, looks like they were possibly looking to investigate here and clear out that building, maybe use it for cover. Was spotted. Pan on the balcony. Might have been the one to do him in. Pan
Spotted
looking
him.
for some intel. Yeah, what's happening here? Looks like somewhat of a stalemate, but it's not going to be a stalemate for long because we got Yo pulling up right behind HQA.
After that knock, Seagood and everybody that's on the inside need to be headed towards Pan. Like, literally. They need to just run out the back, clear out HQA first, and then be able to worry about positioning in the zone. Pan's, yeah, it's just a little bit riskier here, just kind of wasting some time. You really want to secure this and get those kills early, but it looks like they're opting to slow play it, so HQA getting a little bit longer chance to surprise. Dope Esports go down. Quite a few teams going down.
Point
now.
sponge. Yep, that's a point sponge as well. So that theoretically opens it up for other squads looking to make that come up. And so far this game, if we had to kind of pinpoint a team that has been making that come up, WallStreetBets playing the edge here. We can see their players all on the board. Nice damage so far this game and playing it nice and slow, making their way on into the edge there towards the south. They got HTV towards the north, and they got Team OP towards the south. But got to watch out. The last two members of Mezexis in that guard tower looking right towards their direction. Might opt to try to gatekeep them as we're pulling up with Boom here.
HTV creeping in off the edge. We're starting to see some people get taken out in the kill feed. Loki from LeveLx. We saw that engagement earlier with them. He's the last one alive and in the next zone, Circle shifts away from Paradise. Toxic. So now Loki gonna buy a lot more time here. And now we're starting to see Team OP gonna have to creep up on a WallStreetBets. And this is what I was talking about though, Dave. Pro Era decided to slow play that, even though they were at a severe advantage. If they didn't, they could have taken HQA out and not have to worry about them for this next shift. That's what I'm talking about, how like these little tiny little plays can make such a huge difference in your overall end result.
Yeah, so
big shots though.
Team Yo opt to do there as they're hugging the blue. HTV in the zone, as pointed out earlier on, 3 members alive. They will be catching WallStreetBets as they crest over that hill, over that ledge right there on the edge. WallStreetBets, that boulder, I believe, is in place. So if they can get behind it, might provide some cover. But looking ahead, if the zone does not favor them moving forward, it's going to be a challenge. HTV definitely going to have them pinned down. And looks like Team OP, they got Baba. So Baba's in the zone here. Kind of just watching their squad mates trying to play that Overwatch from behind, taking out Wednesday. Much needed support right there from the zone. That's going to allow their 2 squad mates to push up this hill.
I love how tight they're playing together. They're going to start creeping in, though, because it's blue zone. And because of that, Sheep is going to get the jump on Killer with the clutch shot. He's got to leave his teammate. Oh, he's going to go for the first aid. Super risky. He's going to hope for it. He may get it off. 1 second. He does. His teammate needs to be dropping all his heals, though. Gonna make it for now. Mezexis, they are hiding into the zone perfectly. So Mezexis have a great position. Pro Era, here they come. Now out of Paradise. On to Ogilvy. HQA decided to just wait it out in the blue zone. They're full on healing. So Pro Era didn't have to worry about them at all. That's really good for them. They just need to smoke it out and start creeping into this next circle. They got 8 seconds left. They are on the thin side, though. So that zone isn't going to close quite as fast from them. Great shot, though, from Pan. That's going to open up things big time. Now comes, they have to full set, and then they realize it. Here they go.
Spotted out that little tiny pixel of a helmet, but the snake in the grass, putting a halt to the push from the duo of Pro Era. And now Fishy was holding down the north, and Fishy was also taken out from Yo. So Pro Era, they were getting taken out from multiple angles right there, Hot Jukes.
Man, it just so happened that as soon as they ran up, they got hit in the back from Yo, so they were just both deciding and splitting up, and that amongst that confusion, they just got beat up from both sides. Really unfortunate for them. Baba, though. Baba OP, putting in some work. Gonna be able to try to catch some spots there. Just get one knock. The other member, I don't even think he can go for this res because it's gonna give away his position. Here come Team Yo though, creeping on in.
Look
Next
at Luis
circle gonna go in
up.
favor of them.
Look at Luis,
the
man.
bank.
12 first saves.
Worked out.
22 bandages.
Oh, we didn't see
killer.
that head. What?
They got it.
Crazy angle. Killer, man. Look at all these teams going for the heal strat and how effective it actually is on getting those extra placement points. It's been so crucial. WallStreetBets only have one left up. Team Yo, bro. Are we going to see 2 chickens in a row, Dave? Yo.
Possibly.
Yo. Oh, killer?
Possibly.
Killer. Oh,
Thinking about it. Thinking about it.
Again.
It's all about the toss.
Spray.
But look at Spray. Spray also from behind trying to get
From
their
both
grenade
angles.
in the bucket as well. Trying to take out
Got him.
Mezexis, and Spray took him out for 3 right there. And Luis from HQA healing. There was 12 teams alive when Luis started to heal off. As of right now, 5 teams alive. That's 6 placement points right now. They are down to about 3 more first aids.
Dude, there's
2
5.
now.
Okay, and there goes Taco.
Oh, top 4. Luis, HQA, 8 points confirmed.
Crazy.
That's huge.
So effective. And that just goes to show you like how different strategies can just really get you further here. We saw Pro Era and HQA right next to each other. Oh, wait. Oh, no way.
From the blue.
Luis coming in and punishing Wick. Now it's all up to Baba, the legend, and Killer as well. Gonna have to be able to hold their own against Yo. They have 6 kills. This is a great, excellent game for Team OP. For Yo, they already came off a chicken dinner and they're hunting for number 2. Okay, at this point, you can see Wick. He's just going up to give information for his teammates. He realizes he's dead. He's not going to go and go for it. Okay, now he knows where Baba is. Rest of the team's going to have to come help him out. Here comes Purge. Oh, this nade.
Smoke is providing a distraction.
It ain't. He gave away his position with shots. Here comes the nade. Bye-bye. Welcome to the big time, dude. Purge with a huge nade on the Baba. Only 1 member left. It's up to Killer to do it a 1v2. They're in big trouble. Can he hit these shots, though? Does he have that clutch badge? He's in the bush, Dave. The deadliest bush in the game. The bush killer. Guess Spray. Guess Purge. They have no idea he's in that bush, dude. The bush is so strong. And he's got the corn suit. He needs to take off his backpack. Dude, this bush is
4 armor
so
right here.
OP.
Okay, now they're splitting up. They're splitting up just a little bit. Now they're taking shots at the bush. Process of elimination. Purge still looking
every
for
bush. They trust no bush, bro. They are on literally weed whacking duty. They don't trust anything at all. Killer is just going for placement, I think. Oh, and they caught him with the jump shot, dude. What a finish, dude. Wait. Yo. Bro. How are they doing this, dude? 2 chicken dinners in day 1 and 2 chicken dinners in day 3? Hey, I think on behalf of myself and you as well, Mustache Dave, yo, welcome to PMPL. Right? Just like, to be honest, at this point, 4 chicken dinners? Come on.
Yeah. Solid. And
Welcome.
Spray has been popping off here. 7 kills that game. Purge as well with 5 kills to themselves. And I think one of the true testaments to kind of just talk about Yo here a little bit is their ability to try to keep all of their teammates alive for that late game. When they got the chicken dinner last game, all 4 were up. All 4. This game, all 4 were up as well. Of course, we saw Wick get shot from the blue. Like, you can't really predict that or prepare for that because, Luis was all the way out there. So you have to assume, like, no one's out there. But they had 4 to 3 members up late game. And their ability to do that just consistently gets some placement points, consistently gets them these chicken dinners. And I have to agree with you. We're passing out them cards. We're passing out them tickets for PMPL. 4 chickens, you have to assume, like 4 chicken dinners here. Yeah, I think all of you. Send it, baby. Right. Send it. So with that in mind, Hot Jukes, now is their time to kind of play spoiler on those squads who might have upset them in the past. Maybe they have some beef with some of these other players from, previous events. Like, they definitely have the power as of right now. If, first place isn't their main concern, they have the power to kind of mess around with those teams on the cusp.
They could mess with not just teams that they like have beef with, but they can also mess with squads that they do not want to play against in PMPL. Like, let's say there's a top squad on the first page that had a couple of bad games, and you're like, you know what? They land near us, and they're very good. We don't want to face them in PMPL. We want to deal with that competition. Let's just bully them like crazy and make sure that they get down. And there's literally no rule against it. It's the benefit of getting 4 chicken dinners. That's what you get as that prize. So it's up to them if they want to utilize it. It's up to them if they want to utilize it.
Battle Royale, man. No friends but your squad mates, and that's the truth here. So let's pull up these match rankings. Let's check out exactly how many points Team Yo got. 28 points. Huge come up. We were saying, chat, spam for your favorite squad. Spam some support. We saw a ton of OP Babas. We saw a ton of Team OPs, and I think that worked just a little bit because second place, 19 points. I'll take that. I'll take that all day, Hot Jukes.
All day long, bro. I mean, Team OP, they got to be pumped after that one. WallStreetBets don't have anything to shake their head at either with the 16-point game. TacoLovers busting out 11. Pro Era with 5. Man, I think they had a really good opportunity there. But this is what the problem I think a lot of teams I see facing in the PMCO are dealing with. There's like that, like, again, you have to switch to aggression at the perfect time, and you have to switch to passiveness at the perfect time. And I think the struggle we're seeing amongst a lot of these teams in the middle here is the ability to switch that aggression at the right time. They're just a little bit of delay on that switch. They know how to do it, but there's a time where they're just like, oh, should we wait? Should we not? That hesitation. And at this high level, especially coming in PMPL, there has to be 0. And I mean 0 hesitation, Dave. You know that there's 2 down, you full send the whole squad 100% of the time. Super fast.
100% of the time, every time. Let's check out that second page here. Let's see some of these squads that Hot Jukes is talking about that really need to consider flipping that switch in the prime opportunities. Dope Esports, 5 points that game. They're not going to be too worried about that. They have been really good here so far at the top leaderboards. HTV slowly making that climb up. But once again, we see teams like Vamp, Team Karen, LeveLx, getting these consistent 1, 2, maybe even 3-point games here. That is not going to help their case here at all. And, this game, you talked about it. GODSENT, Team BTOWN, they got taken out real early on. So when those point sponges get taken out early on, and you recognize that in the kill feed, and you are a team at the bottom, that's your time to be like, okay, they're done. The top teams, they're out. This is our opportunity to try to capitalize on getting as many points as possible because those point sponges aren't here in the lobby anymore. But instead, I'm kind of agreeing with you right here. They're not flipping that switch. And it's all about recognizing when we should flip that switch. And if I'm seeing the top teams get taken out early, to me, that's like switch flipped all day long. That's just me, Hot Jukes. That's just me. But we have 2 more games to go here tonight. 2 more.
2 more left, man. It's going to be huge. So I can't wait to see how these squads are going to perform. Everybody out there, make sure you get your drinks, get your popcorn ready, and we'll catch you right after this break. See you in a minute.
The OnePlus 9 Pro.
The OnePlus 9 Pro. Oh my God, this phone feels incredible. The best processor, 120 hertz, 12 gigs of RAM, and a Hasselblad camera. What more could you want?
The hyper touch on this bad boy is phenomenal.
the best model of OnePlus phone I have used to date. OnePlus 9 Pro.
The OnePlus 9 Pro. Oh my god, this phone feels incredible. The best processor, 120 hertz, 12 gigs of RAM, and a Hasselblad camera. What more could you want?
The hyper touch on this bad boy is phenomenal.
The best model of OnePlus phone I have used to date.
Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome back here to the PUBG Mobile Club Open. Hot Jukes here with Mustache Dave and not Mustache Dave, Span Cargo. I love you, Span Cargo. Sorry, I was with Mustache Dave before, and now I'm with the legend, Span Cargo. So man, we had a sick Sanhok game. Of course, we have Span Cargo. It is Miramar.
I know I look
So
a lot
Span,
like him. It's okay.
You wish. I'm just kidding. All right. Here we go, everybody. You know what? Let's pull up the leaderboards. Let's put up the leaderboards so you don't have to even look at my face here. Let's look at what everybody else wants to see. And you can see here, it's Dope in first place. Yo, creeping up to second. And it's so crazy that they're in second place with 4 chicken dinners.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I mean, winning a second game in a row. I mean, they really came back from last night's last 2 games. Super upset or something, charged coming into today, winning the first 2 games. I'm like kind of curious on how much more of a role that they can be on. But from 2 0-point games to 2 27, then a 28-point game today. That's insane.
Crazy.
They're not happy with that 4th place position, so they're going to go on ahead and do better and get in that 2nd place position already.
You know what? They should change their name. They should add another yo, because that's what their score has been like. Legitimately a straight yo-yo. Up and down, up and down. And it is back up again in a big way in day number 3. Absolutely insane performance. Team OP. You know that all their fans have to be pretty pumped up to see them in on the first page in 5th place. A big jump for them.
Yeah, they ended up having a really good game last time as well. I mean, they've always been like doing consistent, like doing okay each match. But this last one, they ended up being able to do a little bit more than that. We already took a look at it ourselves. Got that 2nd place, 19 total points for them. And that's going to go on ahead and get them in that 5th place position. And of course, these guys want to work for that top 8. And of course, the further up you go, the more secure you will feel. And look at that, Jukes. You could be really happy about that. TacoLovers in 7th.
That's what I'm talking about. TacoLovers with the comeback. That's what I like to see. Let's take a look at teams that need to make a comeback here as we go on to page number 2. And you can see here, Vamp. Dave said that he was holding the nail with one hand and the hammer with the other hand. And I ain't going to lie, I'd slam it down at this point. It's looking really grim. It is like nonstop chicken dinner time if they want to stand any chance.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult situation. They needed to start off today with a bang, just like how Yo is doing, but unfortunately they just couldn't get it just yet. So it kind of looks like they're going to continue to be struggling with it. Looks like maybe they don't have their 1+ on them right now. So you guys know the deal with a flagship performance and immersive 120 hertz display and technology made specifically for gamers like HyperTouch. The OnePlus 9 and 9 Pro are your best shot to climb the leaderboard. So Yo is definitely taking that kind of as a challenge. They knew that they need to go on ahead and bring it big today. They are so far. 2 games are down. We still have 2 left tonight, and we're starting off on Miramar once again. I'm excited to get into this one, honestly, Jukes. Like, I want to see these teams go on ahead and bring it back, a different set of scenery as well, to really set it up.
Let's get it. Here we go. Match number 3, Miramar. Here we are. And I think you were absolutely right, Span. I think Yo yesterday maybe forgot their 1+ 9s in the car. But guess what? They got that 1+ 9 Pro going today once again because they are fragging out their mind. It ain't over yet. Still 2 games left to go. And let me ask you this. With Dope and Yo, they have so many points. Let's be real. The chances of them not making it in is ridiculously low. Like, they pretty much already punched their ticket.
Oh, no, they make it. Yeah.
Yeah. They punched their ticket, right? So if you're Dope and Yo, you have the opportunity to bully a team that's like on the contention of not making it out, right? So let me ask you this, Ben. If you were in their shoes and you were really kind of scared of a team going into PMPL, which team would you want to bully out?
Ooh, that is a good question. I mean, those teams that are just along that line, like we know TacoLovers, they can have some explosive gameplay, and they're just on that line. I know you hate hearing me say it, but like there's TacoLovers, Pro Era keeps jumping back and forth. Honestly, I think that there are a good amount of teams that could be seen enough as a sort of a threat that those teams at the top could go on ahead and do that. It is definitely a strategy. I've seen it before in a lot of tournaments, high tier tournaments. So if those teams at the top really wanted to do that, they would be able to, and they'd definitely start with those teams that are scary. I definitely think TacoLovers is one of them. And oh yikes, that zone hard shift down to the southern side. It decided it does not like the play path.
You know, all these teams just went ugh as soon as they saw that circle shift.
Yeah.
So, you're going to see some squads head down super far south to that hard shift side because they know it's clear. But, man, obviously not the best zone for them, especially on the south side. It's just so much hilly terrain. It's difficult to navigate through, and it's not it's no north side, that's for sure, when it comes to Miramar. But that's what they got to deal with. That's the game of the game. Quite a couple teams in El Pozo. You got Yo there, and they could get into an engagement early on.
Yeah, this is interesting to see. I mean, the other one's Mezexis Esports, and we know that I feel like they've been doing, I don't know, they're kind of like under the radar for me, unfortunately. They've been doing well. They keep getting in that top spot, like in that top 8. And today, unfortunately, they have fallen onto that second page of the leaderboard, but they're still in contention to get there. I think they've just been playing it really consistently safe. So we haven't seen anything explosive coming through from them just yet. Maybe Yo being so close to them, maybe that'll open an opportunity for some sort of early fight. But right now, they're definitely giving each other space. They probably don't want to deal with each other, especially with how far away this first zone is. And another thing I'd like to point out. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say another thing that's interesting. Another contention that's happening is around Picado. Vamp is in Picado, and WallStreetBets are kind of surrounding them right now. They're like a big triangle around them. I had to point it out.
They're hanging out over there. At the same time, just kind of Pecado Sin City, always a high contention area. But it's so well known to these players that I would be surprised if they just kind of, take their individual sides of it. It's really, if you're out there making mistakes in Pecado at this level, then I think you really need to hit the training room, I would say. But yeah, these guys, obviously, ton of potential. For me, one of the big threats of squads that I see, it's got to be Pro Era, because, I mean, there's some retired pros. They're players that I played with before. The big thing is you could see them have so many shines of greatness when they get the right position. Like, when they get the right position where it's obvious what to do, they pop off. It's just those games where there is should we push? Should we not? That I see a little bit of hesitation there. And it could be the fact that, hey, you know what? We've only been playing together for so long, and they got to warm up. So that's a team that once they warm up, you're going to have to really, really worry about. So I think they got to really start, clicking on all cylinders a little sooner than later.
I agree. That's another team I would put on that list of TacoLovers. And sorry, I said ooh here because Mezexis, it looked like they were leaving Pozo, but they actually decided to kind of come back, taking those hills just underneath Pozo. I think that their intentions were to try and hold out Yo from leaving El Pozo, Drucky being the closest one to doing that, but it looks like Yo might be able to get away, but I think that's exactly what Mezexis was attempting to do, which is pretty spicy in my opinion. Yo instead rotating a little further away, kind of going to start mixing with Ogilvy instead. It looks like they might be in danger. Oh, no way!
Good.
Vehicle explosion, 2 of them are out immediately.
I mean, that was no might in that at all. These guys ain't missing a bullet. Just straight up demolished Ogilvy, and man, those two guys didn't even have a chance to even think about jumping out the vehicle. Crazy how this squad is playing. And I'll tell you what, I don't really blame Mezexis for the strategy, because if you're going to try and attack Yo and fight him, I'd much rather be shooting at them in a vehicle than, in a full 4v4 squad fight, because Yo, they're not messing around.
Oh yeah, and I just love seeing that. Like, they really tried to be proactive in that aggression, like leaving early and making that rotation all the way around, making sure that they wouldn't be spotted or in a bad position. It's just unfortunately Yo decided to go a little bit further away, so that hold from Mezexis isn't entirely going to work. You can kind of see Yo in the distance now. Mezexis like, oh man, we missed that opportunity. They really wanted to try and get that for themselves, but didn't quite work out this time. They did send a couple people even further down, kind of stopping at the compound below them. So maybe they'll still be able to start the fight. But honestly, this is a team that I just said, like, they've been around in that top 8 for a bit. Like, they're clearly getting kills, and they just now today kind of got thrown down a little bit further. They obviously do not like that. They want to get more kills, and I think that's why they decided to be proactive on this decision. And I'd love to see it. Come on, I want to see this fight start, because it kind of committed to it. The only thing is that blue zone's getting close.
Mezexis are hungry for something here, but I mean, they got to make sure that they don't buy off more than they can chew, because Yo is on fire at the moment. You can see 24K on that off angle. Probably going to have a good shot here. Will he decide to take it? He is. There he goes with that lay down red dot. Does get the explosion with the help of his teammate. So a great start to there, and he's going to go again, try to catch those tires. Not able to do it here. Oh, hit it. Going to be a tough one. Oh, I would have loved to see it.
Hard range.
There goes there goes Spring from Yo as well. That's one of their top players. So Mezexis getting a nice confirm onto Yo. Actually, 2 confirms. That's right.
Yeah. They wanted those kills, you could really tell, so it looks like they'll get half of them. They could technically go on ahead and continue to chase the rest of Yo, and they have to go in that direction anyway. That's where the zone is, so they might go on ahead and follow behind them for right now. They might not end up being able to fully catch up Yo at this point. They're just trying to send it as far into zone as possible to get away from everybody that's kind of getting close to them. But so is everybody else. Everybody else at this point is also trying to make rotation into zone. We can even see here GameChangers now making their way past Pozo. Right in front of them is Mezexis. They got to be a little bit careful, because I don't think Mezexis have quite left yet, and they still have a ways to go to get inside zone. I mean, what are the odds that they're about to get inside of a blue zone phase 1 fight? I feel like the chances are pretty strong. But it does look like Mezexis is on the move now. But I'm kind of getting a little bit nervous here as they're coming down this road. Oh.
Yes, indeed they are. Here they go. They're going to keep an eye on their backs, though. They realize GameChangers are right there waiting for them. Don't want to take any risks. And that's the hard part about Miramar's vehicle rotations. We see more vehicle explosions and takedowns in Miramar than any other map, hands down. And you know that that's exactly what these players are looking for. Just that opportunity to catch you. Slip in! Ooh. Nice, quick spot there from Suki. Amon, a second he gets his med kit off, though, Suki's is pretty much done.
Yeah, completely cut out on that rock. Oh, no way. They don't let it happen. Here comes the rest of Mezexis. They're coming back.
Amon, you hate to get that one caught on stream, man. That's going to hurt, especially if he gets taken out here. Never mind. Does have to make it up for it. Going to switch guns. Going to have to go and switch back to it, though. Going to go in the quick 1v1. Gets a nice headshot. And gets taken down. So tough break right there for Amon, as Mezexis is going to be able to most likely get that res off. GameChangers, are they hunting him down? Oh, they realize, hey, it's only 1 up. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Did they not get the first? Yeah. Oh, no, they did.
Out of the compound they go. They have Coldy on the other side of the road as well, kind of holding it down. So even if they try running away, one of the members of GameChangers is going to spot them out. And I mean, just look at their HP, though. They're super low because this blue zone hurts. April's starting to toss some nades. This isn't looking good, Jukes. I don't know.
It sure isn't. Yeah, for either team right now. They're both kind of dealing with it. Nice nades. Going back and forth, and a great catch from Batman. And Draki's in big trouble here. Going to get shot through the smoke. 1 bullet. Not going to be enough. So a good shift for GameChangers to turn the tide on the Mezexis, and now with Coldy all the way from downtown, catches Suki, and they're gonna get the finish on him. So now it's just 24K, tail between his legs, out of here.
Yeah, it looks like that fight will finish, and finally, these guys can kind of send it. Finally get inside that zone. Mezexis, last one up, 24K. He's just zooming away. He doesn't want to get in that fight any longer.
Yeah.
Just try and stay alive as long as possible to get some placement points. Hopefully, he's hoping Mezexis can't catch up to him, just sending it straight down to the southern side. We're finally in that phase 3 position, though, right? This is about to close. It'll be phase 3. And it decided to pull away from that water and so back up towards the northern side. Los Leones is just off center on that eastern side. And we saw some other fighting happening in the kill feed while we were watching that. I think I saw Baba from OP going ahead and get knocked there. And if we look at it, there's a lot of people kind of on top of each other, starting with Vamp right on the edge of Los Leones. They have a ton of teams up to the northern side of Los Leones as well. Everybody at this point is well inside the zone, except for those people that decided to take a fight all the way in the west.
Yeah, big facts. You can see Vamp is set up big time. And again, I'm not really a big fan of these like crazy, ridiculously far splits, because if one of them gets centered on, there's just no way that they can go and help support their teammates. I'm all up for like, hey, splitting up and taking different sides, but you got to put yourself in a position in case that pull up happens that you're able to support your teammates. So Vamp are in the middle of the zone, but they can't take it for granted for too long because this next circle is going to start popping here in a second. You can see 24K from Mezexis with a long rotation, trying to kind of figure out a way to get into this next circle.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where this next one's going to go. If it goes to the south, that's going to be a lot of difficult ridges. A little bit more funky terrain is the southern side of Miramar. If it goes north, it's going to be a little bit flatter, more out in the open with some big open bowls. Los Leones, of course, I feel like would be the worst choice. I mean, this city, it's very difficult to be able to traverse with so many teams. Everybody would just send it on in and we'll have like 8 teams last phase. But it looks like the zone is going to hard shift over towards the western side. Don't quite have to worry about, but since it kind of pulled down to that southern side, first of all, Chumasera, another city, is completely inside of it. And it does look like we'll get kind of a mixture of those insane ridges down to the southern side and those big openings on the north. Honestly, this is difficult to play. Those roads, that big Y of a road is super difficult to play. TacoLovers, LeveLx, and Dope, and sending it to those compounds in the very center, they're really the only teams that are really going to be happy there.
Without a doubt. Besides them, it's going to be 24K for Mezexis. That hard shift to his side is going to give him a little bit more breathing room to try and get some placement points for his squad. Regardless, you're going to see some big shifts having to happen. WallStreetBets sending in the bus. King A driving his team on in it, passing up Los Leones. Here goes Vamp with the full send, passing up GODSENT. And this is an opportunity for those teams that were able to rotate fast enough to try and catch those vehicle kills. Are they going to be able to catch front? Good shots from Nemesis. Not going to connect fully, though. Berserk is smoking as well. Oh, a few more bullets. Oh, he gets caught! But he jumps out perfectly in time so that it's not a finish. So he only gets knocked. Well done.
At least he doesn't get taken out. 312 might be able to toss a ton of smokes in his direction to get that res. Yeah, we can already see that they're tossed out there. He wants to try and get that res into his teammate. I don't know if they're going to be able to save runs on the southern side, but they can at least potentially pick up Berserk. It looks like he's going to go ahead and grab his vehicle and send it on down there. GODSENT kind of lingering, though. They're the ones that were starting that fight on the southern side, and it looks like they sent Jag and Saw a little bit further inside zone. I was kind of curious to see where Jag was. He was deciding to play in those bulls for a little bit. He really wanted to get those kills onto Vamp, but back away he goes, probably towards those little shacks there to actually get himself some real cover.
There they go. Vamp going to be able to get their teammate up. So they're still rocking the 4-man for now. GODSENT, it's a little split up, but putting some great shots down the range. And GODSENT is a team that, like, if they get a couple knocks onto Vamp, they're full sending it towards them all day long.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's how they found themselves in the position, right? That they have 0 chicken dinners, but they were in that second place at the start of the day because of the sheer amount of kills that they were able to obtain. So that is their play. That's their style of gameplay. They just go for all those kills. They need to be aggressive the way that they play. So with these splits, they are also hoping to potentially get involved in a lot more fights to be able to pick up all of those. It looks like Jag's job is to kind of hold the position a little bit further inside the zone while the rest are going to continue to hold this edge. And it looks like HTV are kind of starting to crawl into the trap of GODSENT. Right now, Pronon out, waiting for them to get closer. The zone is actually getting closer to them as well, and it's going to hard shift once again up to that northeastern side. So many teams again, aren't in a safe position. Only LeveLx and TacoLovers have that good spot. Everybody that's out have to move.
Big game here, opportunity for Team Karen as they're going to get pretty shifted on for themselves. BTOWN as well, top squad in the middle of that circle. You're seeing some kills in the kill feed. Solo able to catch a member from WallStreetBets. GODSENT, their vehicle almost getting blown up, and that was their only hope to be able to get in the zone easily. And now they're just going to have to just go for a lay down and try to figure out some plays. Nemesis only has 3 first aids, so a heal strat ain't going to last too long, especially with it being zone 4. Not a big break from here. Steve-O, WallStreetBets, getting a little bit of a skirmish with Vamp, 1v3.
Vamp want this. They're running for it. It's a solo. It's a kill point. They need all the points they can get, so they're just pushing. Ooh. Gotta be careful, though. Can't lose anybody on this.
Nice offensive smoke. You shouldn't go for this 1v1. You should wait for your team. Absolutely. Yeah, wait for your squad. Use all your numbers as an advantage. Don't let Steve-O make a play. And he does get one. Goes for the second. Super lit, though, and going to get taken down.
Nice.
So Vamp eliminating WallStreetBets here in 16th place. Look at this blue zone, though. It is starting to chunk. Yeah, he realizes it. Going to get that first aid and head straight in the zone on that buggy. I don't know if that res was going to work.
Wait,
yeah, that res.
No.
They actually went for that res. I was surprised. He needs to just drop all his heals. He doesn't.
Maybe he doesn't have any to begin with, honestly. They were kind of driving around really fast at the beginning. So now they're all the way on the southern side. The rest of them are just very much sending it to try and get inside zone. And honestly, oh man, their fight isn't over. They still have GODSENT and TacoLovers, a ton of teams right in front of them. They're just driving right now on the southern side. It looks like they're actually starting to take that road. They're going to be driving right by the majority of these teams. And there we go. TacoLovers spotted them out, but GODSENT getting the knock. That's their opportunity to actually make this push. They need to get rid of TacoLovers because they need this position inside of the zone.
And you just see, look at the difference between GODSENT and so many other squads. The second they get that knock, it's a full commit instantly from all 4 players. Going to start applying some big pressure to them, throwing some nades down. Now they are going to get caught out from that angle. They're doing a 3-1 split. And the side where they push 3 happens to be where the worst side's 4 of Jack, trying to throw some smoke to his teammates to help him out. But from the back, 3-12. Easy angles. Catching them out big time. GODSENT just getting deleted here by Vamp.
They needed this 5 kills for themselves so far, and they're going to keep on going. They need to keep this roll going. OP, unfortunately, will fall. Yeah, that is not what they were hoping for, a 14th place finish on this one. They ended up coming back so well that last game, but it looks like, once again, Miramar proving to be a very difficult map. But Vamp, I mean, they have to continue the roll that they're currently on. They have one more member of GODSENT left, and they still have to deal with TacoLovers after that. But they could kind of ignore them if they play that where that solo from Mezexis is at 24k. Gotta make sure not to get shot in the back, though, from Jag, the last man standing. Of course, the zone is about to close once again as well, so we're about to continue to see a lot of action pop off as this gets smaller.
Outside.
And it looks like, wow. TacoLovers, they keep getting it. They're so happy. LeveLx, though, finally outside zone, are going to have to move. And BTOWN, they're kind of going to be debating if they want to push in just yet or if they're going to stay there for safety, let a little bit more teams kind of lead, because 13 teams right now, that's a ton. So they're probably going to stay on that northern compound for now and wait for all the chaos to happen before moving up.
Not a bad start here for Vamp. The issue is, though, they put themselves in a position where they can't just deal with 5 kills and a decent placement. They need a chicken dinner here. They only have a duo left, but they honestly need a chicken with a bunch of kills, and now they're in a really bad spot circle-wise. So we'll see how they ought to play this out, because they're going to have to do it to their absolute best ability if they want to stand a chance to make it in the PMPL.
Oh yeah, still gotta worry about the solo from GODSENT down with them as well. Of course, right as I'm saying it, it looks like Mezexis Esports, first of all, will be eliminated, and right afterwards will be GODSENT. So both our solo boys gonna be found out. Wait a second. Looks like a bunch of people now making big rotations. Purge, he's kind of getting running over. Yeah, they're trying to run over the flush too.
Toxic. And Batman getting caught more for the thirst. What a shot from LeveLx. Yeah, right on top. B-Tech's gonna go for that explosion. Batman solo that he's going down. So 2 up left from GameChangers. Another, oh, it looks like that kill was stolen away from LeveLx. So they're not gonna get that confirmed after all. Next circle, Pro Era happens to be in it. TacoLovers happy. BTOWN is happy. Rest of the squad's going to have to make their way in.
Yeah, it looks like Vamp actually. Wait a second. I think Vamp lost one to that fight with the last member from GODSENT, so they're now a solo as well. It looks like Karen, they sent Yugi to try and find a place to play just on the northern side. The rest of them are going to be sending it over soon. It's them and LeveLx that are going to be fighting for that same ridge. It looks like Dope Esports definitely going to be in position to kind of mess with them. Same with GameChangers, and they are in a perfect position to kind of get behind everybody and participate in those fights from afar. Here we go, LeveLx trying to make a move on in. Karen is, in fact, kind of sharing that ridge right beside them. They can't exist there together. They have to take this fight.
Here they go. They're going to have to figure out a way, though, because they are getting extreme pressure applied to them. Flawless and Dope. They're going to be holding this side of the map. Spray is on top, but I don't think they see him just yet. I think Spray's trying to play this a little quiet. Oh, actually, as I say that, he does get a knock onto Unruly from Karen. So he is not staying quiet by any means, staying very true to his name. Gallo with a great opportunity, but he's getting shot from Taco Tuesday. Next circle, they're going to have to go ahead and figure out. It's going to go to the dead center. Ogilvy, only person in there. There goes Yo.
Oh, they're going to be so happy about that. Yeah, Yo, unfortunately, they only had one person left over in church. It looks like he's going to be spotted out. Unfortunately, won't be able to make that rotation. And, oh my gosh, all these fights are going to be happening in this bowl around it. There's no way that they can't avoid this fights before making a move on in. Nasu with the last one for Ogilvy. He's kind of in a little bit of a bowl, but here we go. The rest of GameChangers, Karen, LeveLx starting to get in a fight. Looks like Colby is going to be able to actually get a bunch of kills on the Karen. Yuki, I think, is the last one alive for them. This two-man now having to deal with the rest of LeveLx. They need to cross this road, and LeveLx is not going to let that happen.
And Vamp is eliminated here. Here goes here. Going all the way down. Is able to make it past in that buggy into the next zone. GameChangers are looking to have to send it in a buggy as well. They do have one. They have a whole bunch of buggies here. Look at this whole buggy wall. They are ready to get going. You're going to go ahead first aid, pop all the meds they got to make sure they are set up as possible for this crazy send that they're going to have to do. They're going to have some time to do it, though, too, because Nesquik gets a nice knock on the Carnage from LeveLx. And that's the area they need to start pressing. Look at this big fight coming up. BTOWN, Pro Era, and HQA all getting into it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, here we go. A lot of shots starting to ring through on this eastern side. HQA going to be caught out, though. BTOWN doesn't want to let them get any closer, so they're actually going to be eliminated in that 8th place position. The rest of Era going to continue forward. They want to go and take that fight with BTOWN, but they're so split that they only have, I think, 2 people left. TacoLovers also trying to take that fight. The solo from Ogilvy still just chilling inside that center shack, smoking on out. Everyone, BTOWN probably knows that he's there, but they aren't dealing with him just yet. They have to focus their attention on these teams coming into the edge first. TacoLovers, honestly, with their position, they still have a height advantage. I feel like they need to start participating in a lot more fights right now. Still 4 strong with only 4 kills. I hope that they get a little bit more vision coming into these next couple of fights and really capitalize off that position.
Makes sense. I mean, when you get these kind of chances, you can't let them slide by. You got to maximize them to their best potential possible. So TacoLovers, you're right. They need to start standing up, getting out there, and applying that pressure and start racking up them kills. Placement only going to get you so far, but they do have 4 up. They have 4 kills so far. BTOWN is still in the game, but BTOWN definitely a wrecking ball once they're firing on all cylinders. LeveLx, just Beast X, all on his lonesome, trying to get some placement points, running into one of the top teams, the top team in the lobby, Dope. And he's just snaking on by.
I mean, if he continues to stay quiet, especially with that zone shift, it actually decided to pull towards Dope. He's not inside zone, but if he's able to continue to stay quiet, he could go on ahead and really get set up in a good position with Dope just holding everybody out. He can just survive behind them and for a long time, but it kind of looks like Beast is going on an adventure to try and spot him out. Oh, not Beast, nice. Flawless. And the trade does come through. Yeah, so LeveLx will be eliminated. They probably were looking at the ridges back there and was like, I bet there's someone back there. And there was. Probably got a little bit of a jump scare. But now they don't have to worry about it anymore. Now they have this entire list of to themselves.
Peaceful with the S249, laying down the law onto TacoLovers. This is what TacoLovers should have been doing this entire time. Instead, playing it very quiet, trying to press on into this next circle. But the best way to get into the zone is with gunshots, with hitting some big shots and applying that pressure. So TacoLovers trying to do it with vehicles, and it ain't going to happen here this late in the Miramar game.
That's what I was worried about. They were on the very far edge. They needed to start really getting proactive, pushing forward, getting up on top of their buildings and start participating in this fights happening below them, because there was a chance that this zone, they weren't going to be inside of it. And it looks like that did come true, their kind of worst nightmare. They now have to run down from the top of their hill, and everybody is going to have their eyes set on them. A ton of smoke's being thrown out, though. They might be able to make it down into the bull in front of them. We can see that shack is now open. That solo from Ogilvy was, in fact, found out. And now these last three teams are kind of holding every angle of this zone, and Dope, of course, because your TacoLovers are coming. They don't want to let them come in. So BTOWN BTOWN and Dope are going to try really hard to make sure TacoLovers do not get in. Dope getting a knock on a Wednesday. There's only 3 left.
I don't know about that. I think BTOWN right now is staring right at Dope. So it's really just Dope against TacoLovers for now. If BTOWN decides to take this fight with Dope, that's going to be huge on the side of TacoLovers. But it really just depends. Right now, it's that 50-50. That's that coin flip. Which teams decide to gain up in 2v1, one squad? It looks like it can go pretty much either direction. Taco very grouped up. One bad nade, and this whole squad is gone, Span. One nade is all it takes.
Oh, yeah.
I
bet BTOWN... I was going to say, I bet BTOWN might be waiting for that fight to really start popping off between Dope and TacoLovers. That would give you that opportunity to really third-party it, but it looks like they don't want to wait anymore. Instead, they're starting to make the push onto Dope.
This is what I was talking about. BTOWN going and on to Dope. TacoLovers need to use this opportunity to third-party this. They don't want to waste any time, but I think that they're just very happy, just saying, hey, let's lay down and get some consistent points. Oh, now they say let's get into the fight, but it's a little too late. You only have a couple seconds to make these kind of decisions. If you hesitate, you give up your advantage, and BTOWN, you can see them. They know. 2 knocks, we're not just going to wait to see what happens. Let's get these easy kills, all points, and take it to the bank, baby, and that's exactly what BTOWN just did. I mean, so many teams need to look at what BTOWN literally just did. The difference between them and TacoLovers as far as deciding to flip that switch into aggression. I know if you put a stopwatch to it, it could be like, oh, that was only a 3-second delay from TacoLovers. But in competitive PUBG Mobile, especially towards end circle, that 3 seconds is like 3 years. Literally, you have to get moving instantly. So it's so interesting to see like why BTOWN is so high on the leaderboards and why TacoLovers is like in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, I really feel like TacoLovers needed to get out of their compound a little bit faster. They needed to start making a move on to BTOWN, in my opinion, before that next zone really started showing itself, having some sort of a plan. But instead, they kind of waited to let the game kind of show them what to do. You know what I mean? Like, they waited for that next zone to go on ahead and pop. And unfortunately, it did end up being not good for them whatsoever. And because of that, they weren't already set up to do something about it. In this game, you kind of always have to be at least 1 or 2 steps ahead of whatever's going to happen to really put yourself in the best position. That's what Game Sense is all about. And unfortunately, TacoLovers couldn't do that. BTOWN knew exactly where TacoLovers were going to run down from. I mean, they did have a really good smoke line to get a little bit closer, but they still were not in a good position whatsoever. They kind of just waited it out to see who was around them, and they were able to make the correct push at the right time and just completely sweep up everybody else.
I love what you just said right there when it comes to just allowing the game to make the decisions for you. I think that's the perfect way to put it, because you look at all the top teams in this game or any pretty much battle royale like this, they make the game go for them. They know and realize, all right, yeah, the circle is coming up, but we got 2 down over here. Even though we got to run out of circle, let's just clear our back so we don't have to worry about them in the future. If you let the game decide for you, you're going to get caught off and you're going to get those worst placements. But a great game from quite a few squads here. Let's take a look at the rankings overall. And that's, of course, what you guys want to see. So you can see the match ranking from game number 3, BTOWN, dude, 28 points. Great finish. TacoLovers, 16. Nothing to shake your head at. You know, it's just when you see the top squads, the reason why we're so critical is because that 16 points could have been 25, and that could be the difference for making it not.
Exactly. So, I mean, they still had a good game, don't get us wrong, but it really is. If they were just a tiny bit more proactive, they could have potentially turned that second place into a first place. Still a good game, and they still have one game left, but hopefully that 16 points will be able to do something for them on that leaderboard. BTOWN, though, they don't even need these points, but they're still gaining them. Same with Dope, actually. LeveLx, GameChangers. It's nice to see GameChangers up there once again because they're also a team that's been really trying to get points, and Pro Aaron Vamp as well, finding themselves over here as well, each with 8 points each. So each of these teams are able to still continue to pick up some points. It's still like not enough to entirely secure themselves a position, but at least it's not a 0, you know?
That's for sure. The goose egg is not what you want. Let's see if a team ended up getting one as we go onto the second page and looking on over. I believe we're going to see at least a couple. Yeah, it's going to be Team OP. Ugh, that one hurts. A lot of the chat's not going to be too happy with that, but it does. In fact, it happens. You know, HTV Esports as well with the goose egg. GODSENT and WallStreetBets with only 1 point. That, well, especially for WallStreetBets, going to be a little bit tough. Yo, who cares? They're chilling, right? I mean, Yo is just... Yo, yeah, yo.
Yeah, and Mezexis carrying GODSENT, WallStreetBets. I mean, honestly, WallStreetBets, they've been on the other side of that leaderboard for every single game tonight as well so far, too. Unfortunately, this time, not going to be the case with that 1 point. So Miramar, not their game today. Same with GODSENT, actually. So still... we still see some patterns, I feel like, with some teams being on the left and the right side of the leaderboard. And, I guess I was talking about if they're going to be able to keep that ball rolling, and the answer is not for this one.
Yeah, right you are. Great finish from these squads overall. I love to see that. That's how they get it done. At the same time, oh, man, I hate to see some of those teams that are on the cusp of either making it and not have these bad games this late in the tournament. I mean, that's why, especially for me, guys, you guys watching, you're going to hear me be extra hypercritical. Even if a team wins, I could be like, dang, they should have gotten 5 more points. And I'm going to start saying that. Don't think it's because I don't like the team or being biased. It's because I know how important those points are for those middle teams. For I could be like, do whatever you want. You know, like y'all have earned your rights to do whatever you want to have fun. But, for a lot of those squads in that 8th place and middle pack decisions, you got to play perfectly. You have to play perfectly right now.
Exactly, because everybody is working towards that top 8 to be able to qualify. So that is what our standards are at this point. But we're 3 games down, 1 more to go. We're going to go ahead and throw it over to a little bit of a break before we get into our very last one on Erangel. So we will see you guys shortly. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.
The OnePlus 9 Pro.
The OnePlus 9 Pro. Oh my god, this phone feels incredible. The best processor, 120 hertz, 12 gigs of RAM, and a Hasselblad camera. What more could you want?
The hyper touch on this bad boy is phenomenal.
The best model of OnePlus phone I have used to date. OnePlus 9 Pro.
The OnePlus 9 Pro. Oh my god, this phone feels incredible. The best processor, 120 hertz, 12 gigs of RAM, and a Hasselblad camera. What more could you want?
The hyper touch on this bad boy is phenomenal.
The best model of OnePlus phone I have used to date.
Welcome back, everybody, to PUBG Mobile Club Open North America Fall Splits Finals Day 3. You guys know the deal. We have one game left. It's going to be on Erangel once again. It's me and Hot Jukes. There he is, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, the huge gameplay already. Yo being able to do so well in the first 2 games. Not as well at the third game on Miramar, but still exciting for some of these teams being able to really bring it back, come back, and show that they're here for a reason, doing super well. And now they have one match left. We were talking about how the halfway point was a little bit of a restart, right, Juke? So now at this point, some of these teams did go on ahead and succeed at that kind of like a reset at the halfway point, and some of them haven't. What are your thoughts on teams that haven't?
This is a must game for them. Like this, they might as well see this as the last game of the tournament, because if they don't have a great chicken dinner here, then their shot is pretty much... it's minuscule. It'll take something big, and that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate because I know a lot of these squads have worked so hard, but at the end of the day, that's just the way the math works. Like at a certain point, you got to start popping off if you didn't perform well in those first 3 days. And with the last game here, this is that last little window of opportunity, and you got to be able to push through it.
Exactly. Let's actually take a look at that leaderboard as well to really set up going into this last game. So let's go ahead, pull it up on screen and show that Dope, of course, is still holding on to that top position with 153. Same with BTOWN. Not surprised to see GODSENT. I feel like maybe they've been having a pretty rough day today, except for the one game where they did well. But having get above them, I mean, just popping off. At least they're still able to hold on to the position. But 10 points away is, in fact, TacoLovers. TacoLovers at this point, I don't know if they can really be messed with to kind of boot them out just yet. But honestly, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, all of them are so close in points that still this last game, they can't die early, basically.
No, not at all. I mean, TacoLovers 87, Wall Street 86, Team OP 86, literally 1 point difference between all these squads. So they can be bouncing back and forth among those rankings very easily. Ogilvy, a good game from them, and they can pass them all up right here. Let's take a look at the second page. 75 points for 8th. I'm going to remember that number, and then 87 for 5th. So you got 74 from HQA, GameChangers. To be honest with you, I'm looking really hard, especially kind of from Team Karen on up. Literally, yeah. Team Karen, I think, still has a shot if they get a chicken dinner now. If they do not get a chicken dinner now, good luck. Literally, like, good luck. Everyone else from them on up, a great performance here. They have an absolute chance tomorrow to be able to get into the PMPL. And to be honest with you, $30,000 prize pool, big money. Big money for PMCO. At the end of the day, though, these players want that ticket to PMPL because that's where dreams really come true.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's where they'll be able to continue competing, playing that pro league, get the chance of getting even more prizes, more people, fans being able to follow them, more being better at their craft. Just the list goes on and on, basically. It really is the ticket to more. So they're hoping to do that. And I would agree with that, pointing out the Team Karen still has a chance. I really think it's all those teams in that center all the way down to that position that could still have a chance, but they do, in fact, have to make this last game count, and of course the last 4 tomorrow. So again, make this count. This is the second to last day. We already knew this. This is where those teams would have to come back. So one last game to go on ahead and make that happen. And if it doesn't, then tomorrow, I mean, it's just going to be so much harder. And honestly, I don't know if at that point they'd be able to make it, because this is a game about consistency. I mean, we have seen it happen before, but I don't know if those teams towards the top would even allow it to happen at that stage.
Yeah, and like we mentioned before, it's not just harder the fact that you only have 4 games to perform like crazy consistently. That is difficult in its sense in itself. But the problem is when it's the last day of games, the difficulty in each game goes even higher and higher because towards the end, everyone that those bottom teams that realize, okay, we can't make it, let's just go out and just run out and get killed. All of a sudden the game, they're doing crazy rotations, they're doing real toxic stuff. And that's just not, you don't want to be in a position where, dang, we got to get 20 points in this last game. I've never seen it happen. I've never seen a squad that said, hey, I need 20 points in the last game to make it, actually make it just due to the shenanigans.
I feel like I've seen too much nerves to really let that happen. I mean, I've seen it happen in like day of teams going ahead and really pop off and do really well to get enough points immediately and get up there. But you're right when it comes down to like those last 2 games, you already said it, those shenanigans, they do in fact happen. It's kind of like we're at the end. Let's just go on ahead and really start just pushing everybody. We have the ability to. Those teams that definitely can't make it, they're going to just start pushing everybody because they have the ability to. It's really those teams that are in the middle that are still going to kind of play that game normally. And when they're playing normally and everybody else is up to shenanigans, that it just does not mix together. So before those last few games, they really have to go ahead, give it their all, and get in before. They can't put all their weight onto those games is basically what I'm saying. They can't depend on it.
And not just the bottom teams, Span. Also the top teams as well. Yeah. And that's where you really got to deal with it because they got so many points. They're like, yo, we're big chilling. I'm in first place. I know that nobody's going to touch us. Let's just go out and kill everybody for fun. And those are the last teams and last people you want after you. And you know what they're going to be using, Span, in order to do that? The OnePlus 9 Pro, baby, with flagship performance, 120 hertz display, and new technology like HyperTouch built specifically for gamers. The OnePlus 9 and the OnePlus 9 Pro are your best shot at climbing the leaderboard. So, Span, last game, Erangel, it's coming up. Let's get it going, Span. Let's go. Anyone's game still.
Do not disagree. I think that there's going to be a lot of weight into this one. We've already talked about it over and over again. These teams, come on, y'all, last chance. So, all of them are just going to go on ahead and give it their all, try their best, and we're just going to be here to go along with them and see what's going to go on ahead and happen. I would think that mentality is probably going to come into place, but hopefully they're able to kind of just shove it away. It's just another game. Go on ahead and smash it. And Jukes, we know we're ready. Let's go on ahead and jump right on into it right now, y'all. Erangel, here we come.
Let's go. Here it is. Here is the playing path. And you're going to see it's coming all the way from the east side. It's going to be really northern playing path, going pretty much right through Milton Power all the way up to the north side of Severny. So, a solid playing path for the squads that like to go into Kameshki. The rest of the squad's going to have to put in some work.
Yeah, I mean, luckily it is over towards that middle side of this map enough where teams could reach, School, Rozhok, Ruins, Pachinki if they go on ahead and extend towards it. We're probably going to see some teams like Vamp, Pro Era go to North Georgia Pool here again as well. So luckily it is still able to have a lot in range, especially if they go grab vehicles and drive a little bit. But definitely even further than that, like Gekka, Hospital, Quarry, all of those spaces, not reachable at this point, but still enough space that people should be able to spread out basically. So not the perfect playing path, but still a good one in my opinion. And it looks like Vamp, wait a second, Vamp already jumped, Jukes. They're down at Novo. TacoLovers aren't alone on Military Island anymore. Vamp decided to take that. I guess they really want to go on ahead and get a little bit of a head start on this map. They don't want to wait all the way to the end of the playing path. And maybe they should have, unfortunately, because of the zone.
Gatka.
I hate when that happens.
Here. Yeah, this is the worst, on all honesty, especially if you drop early over like Milton Power, Lipovka. You have to go across everybody to get into this next zone, especially when the circle is particularly in Erangel, because you don't have that opportunity to really wrap around the circle and go. You have to pretty much go through only a very tight area of vehicle pathing, and I guarantee you those paths are going to be covered. So I think we're going to see a lot of leapfrogging, a lot of slow play as these teams start to push up on in here.
Oh, definitely. I mean, everybody on the southern side of Military Island are obviously going to make a rotation on the southern side. Everybody to the north. Oh, wait a second.
Fishy?
Oh, Fishy, his vehicle almost got entirely flipped.
He made it into the vehicle, I think, just in time. I think he was almost about to get run over from Ogilvy. But Pro Era Fishy able to sneakily hop in that car and take it on his own direction. So, big break. Big break for Pro Era.
Now Ogilvy just driving back and forth. I think they're probably trying to figure out what exactly they wanted to do. I mean, taking a look at this zone, I feel like maybe one of the best options for them could potentially just go ahead and use that bridge right beside them and just send it across into the mainland, like onto the southern side, of this river to continue looting up, because that would put them in a great position inside of this zone already. But I mean, we'll see. We're not quite sure. Down to the southern side, of course, we have TacoLovers, and I gotta say that right above them to the north, you just barely can't see it, but there's a Karen member up there. Looks like Yugi dropped a Military Island. The rest of his teammates are already past it, driving onto that bridge. They're at Ferry Pier, so it looks like they also just went for a car grab rotate. So it already looks like those rotations to the south and to the north that we already mentioned are already going to be pretty difficult, because people are already moving and deciding to loot at those main rotation locations that you pointed out.
Oh, what an interesting spot that they're deciding to go out to. I mean, dope. They had, every time I see a team that has so many points, like that they're so set, I always am interested to see like how they opt to play the game. Like, do they want to try some new things just to practice, or are they going to continue using their same strategies and just bully teams? I personally wouldn't. I think I would mix it up if I was in their spots, because you know PMPL is coming up. You know those teams are going to be doing their research on you, and you don't want to be using all your best strategies if you've already made it, right? So mix it up and kind of maybe throw them off the scent a little bit was what I would do. But then again, these teams are here for a reason. They can do whatever the heck they want.
I mean, I would think that at this point they probably have enough points that they don't have to worry about the team below them being able to jump them, but that's probably what they're worried about. They don't want the team below them to entirely pop off tomorrow and take their spot, because there is, in fact, a prize pool on the line that would drastically change. But you're right. I mean, otherwise, if they do get far enough up that they don't have to worry about that, I would take it as an opportunity to potentially kind of do some different stuff, or at least, you know, try to fight against the people that are also going to be qualifying into the next round too, you know, like just go ahead and get a little bit of advanced practice while you're at it. But otherwise, I could see if they just want to continue to play normally for right now. I mean, everybody else would definitely be happy with that, but they do have that ability, kind of like that luxury to do something different.
And we're starting to see some teams try to get on the move here. Vamp, a squad that was able to put up some solid points here and there, and so far very, very inconsistent. So for them, I think it's pretty much done mathematically. But for Karen and on up, it's totally possible if they're able to have that pop-off game here. So those are the good teams that I'm really, really going to be focusing on. Team OP are coming off a bad game too, and they don't want to leave the door open for anybody to pass them up either.
Oh, no, not at all. So they're probably going to go ahead and play this game really well as well. Same with GODSENT. I mean, they kind of had some bad games, but now they're probably feeling, and again, we can see them just making a rotation in the very center of this map here. Same with the BTOWN. Just a ton of strong teams sending it through that same field, trying to kind of play in the same area. I mean, for the other teams, might be good if they end up taking that fight on each other first, but they're all obviously sending it to that center spot, and they probably know where to go. And if they're already grabbing some of these locations, that's just going to make it more difficult for all these other teams to really find a place to be able to play. But it looks like BTOWN is just going closer and closer to GODSENT, and that's making me a little bit nervous. They're going for a big split, it looks like, for some reason.
Yeah, going for that split here. Peaceful going to be throwing up onto GODSENT. Does Peaceful salt a little bit and gets the knock. Great shots there. Wow. BTOWN showing up why they're one of the top teams in the leaderboards, and Jag from the other side, they're going to realize that he's split, so they're heading straight towards him, most likely. Actually, they see him on the drive, getting that communication going. Peaceful. Again. Jeez, Peaceful. Fragging out. This, I mean, What more could you ask for from a player? Literally, look at this. GODSENT is just
I don't even know.
obliterated. Wrong squad.
That's insane.
Wrong squad, dog.
That's insane, yeah. And all of them inside their vehicles, I was kind of wondering if they were going to continue to chase Trey, but maybe he's far enough away that they're not interested. They're just going to go on ahead and get those flushes onto the people they got. Oh no, they're scoping. They're looking for him. Oh, he did not go far enough. Like, he needed to have kept going, like literally go into the distance, into the horizon. That's when you know you're safe. But it looks like HTV and LeveLx also in a fight. Both these teams need these points. Oh, it looks like HTV will get a knock on one, but the trade does come through. Oh, both these guys, this is a fight that's really weighing on both these guys.
Concrete with the Molotov, gonna go ahead and try to get him on fire. Unable to get that right there. He's gonna probably go off and try to pick up his teammate in a very precarious position. He's really waiting for Boom. Boom is the fragger of HTV. And it looks like both squads are gonna go for a little bit of a reset, buy themselves some time. Here comes Concrete, yeah, gonna go ahead and get that res right there. And just both squads just waiting it out, looking for another opportunity. Big reset on both sides.
They're hoping that they can go ahead and win this. There was a team kind of lurking in the distance, but it looks like they are going to be leaving them alone. That means LeveLx and HTV can continue to take this by themselves. Yeah, boom, Carnage goes down, so there's just left, and the push is coming through. Gotta watch out because there's somebody in that smoke right beside them, though. Right inside that building.
Ultron
Gotta be careful, but the push on
catches-
Ultron.
Yeah, Ultron actually catches Boom there, which makes things so much easier for LeveLx trying to get this reset. Concrete is going to go ahead and send it into this house. Is he going to actually go up the stairs, though? That's the question. Looks like he is deciding to delay that by a few seconds as he's waiting for his team, and that allows them to get the res. Ultron jumps on out, trying to catch him through the window, but the nice little crouch plays coming up so big from Khan. Looks out the DP, going to put some suppressive fire. 1 HP. Gets caught by the jump shot. And here comes HTV.
Wow. Well, that's it. LeveLx is going to be knocked out. HTV win that. Yeah, that was really well done. They got 2 knocked, but the reses will come through. They are just outside of zone from that previous one. We could see that new zone decided to just be like, well, you're outside zone. We're going to go even further towards that southwestern side, centering around Corey. So they do have a long ways to go, but at least they got 4 kills. They should be able to loot on up as much as they want on the kills that they're able to pick up. The only thing they got to worry about is TacoLovers now making a rotation behind them, as we saw on that map. But everybody, once again, on the move. They're going to have to start just playing the edge. They're going to be late to this zone, so they're going to have to kind of play this cautiously, playing into those edge zones, and that might mean that they're going to be up for a fight, literally team fighting the rest of this game.
Well, here comes the big rotation from Yo, sending it on down. And I think we're already starting to see these two teams like Yo, BTOWN, Dope, just start to have fun, right? I mean, they're feeling themselves. They know that they're safe. There's not an ounce of nervousness in them anymore. And with that kind of play, it's just going to raise chaos in the lobby because these guys know how to shoot and they know how to apply the pressure and when to do it. Look at GODSENT, right? They challenged BTOWN and BTOWN shut them down quick. Like
really fast. They had a really great position. I feel like they didn't even... I mean, it wasn't like they had something better than the others, right? They just literally just rolled up, you know? Just zoomed on up.
Chilling. Like,
oh, look,
bit of a
squad. Yeah. Oh, there's people. Let's take this fight, you know? Yeah, it was exactly like that. And now they're going to be able to take the top of this hill. You can see them. Yeah, there we go. I like calling this hill, it looks like an alpaca. So they're on the bum of the alpaca for right now. WallStreetBets a little bit further ahead. So right now, sharing that with 2 teams, it is doable. And later on, they're probably going to have to push in one direction to eliminate that other team there. And everywhere else, all the compounds around them are also slowly being filled on in. Soon, this is kind of going to be a little bit locked. And that makes me worried for this next zone shift. But that's how it be. I would love to see a Corey ending. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, because Corey, it can be so interestingly chaotic with just the differences and the heights, like all the top all the way to the bottom with all those big ridges, kind of stairs. It's intense. So I'd love to see that. I'm not gonna lie.
I'd love to see it as well. You could see some of the biggest fraggers in the lobby just up on top of the hill, just staring at everybody down, looking to get some kills. Look at that. You got Yo, Dope. So many teams centered up already. The rest of the squads up top, you see Pro Era coming in very late from the north side. They're going to have to get into engagement with GameChangers because they're doing a 2-2 split. But it looks like they're opting to kind of just tease all the way around them and try to avoid that fight at all costs. Next circle is about to pop. And where's it going? Is it going south or north, Span? South or north?
Center.
Center. Oh, wow. What a call.
Oh.
It's south. That's what you get. That's what you get for making this simple call. Look at that. It's a Prim more Spanish. We haven't seen this zone though in a hot minute.
No, this is intense. Like, the entire coast is in this. This is going to be insane. That big, huge hill, like, just in the center, like, actually on land. Like, this is going to be nuts. Vamp being inside Primorsk, honestly, on those hills down there, they're going to be pretty happy with their positioning. Everywhere else is just going to be... I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Me either. Here goes Pro Era. Oh, yeah. Lolo is just kind of being like, I don't want to deal with this fight. I'm heading on out. So they're going on the side of safe rotations. And they're in a position to kind of do so. Like, they really need some serious points here in this last game so they can feel comfortable in tomorrow's games. They don't want to risk anything, but just like that purge from Yo getting caught out by Mezexis. And look at Dope, just heading it on down. Did Varex let himself be known? Doesn't look like it. Oh, he does now. Catches one, goes for the third, gets it. 1 point. Take it. Oh, look at Kava with the BM.
He's not happy. He's not happy.
Dude, he's like, you took out my teammate. A wick. Done. Big one for
Vamp. That is huge for Vamp. Vamp taking out Yo. That's huge. Solo is down, though. They need to get that res. Here comes TacoLovers as well. Looks like they're just sending on by, though, so they might be okay. But they don't want that team to get in front of them. Runs, unfortunately, will go down. That means they're going to lose that hill over there. Honestly, I'm surprised that they sent somebody over to that center hill, though, because I wouldn't want to be there. Everybody would be able to see them. But it looks like they're trying to go for that res anyway, even towards the center. Karen, this is a team that we said need to start popping off now, not later, because it'll be too late by then, but now. And they're in that fight with WallStreetBets, currently trying to get some reses, it seems, after being naded so much. WallStreetBets with 2 up, though. They could continue to take them out if they get there fast enough before these reses fully happen.
This is a dire situation for Karen. This is pretty much their tournament life on the line with this, and they are in really, really big trouble. They have already one down, quite a couple knocked. Are they going to be able to get that reset? We're going to have to find out a little bit later, as we are switching like crazy through these different teams, trying to figure out where they're headed. HTV and GameChangers. Oh, I was about to say DBS? Oh, look at that spray. It's looking good. Ooh, but just tracks a little bit far behind. He's taking a second chance, though. I think he's gone. Makes it.
Yeah, I think he's out of there.
Actually kind of surprising.
Yeah. Yeah, he's out of there. That vehicle, though, it's toasty. I wouldn't want to be inside of that anymore, but he's going to keep on going. Yeah, good. He jumps out. I was going to say, if he continues any further, Pro Era is going to be right in front of him, so he will stop in time, just in time, to see where this next zone is going to shift. And unfortunately, he's going to have to get back in that toasty vehicle if he wants to go fast, because this zone, pulling back towards Prim. Vamp, unfortunately, left their strong position on that southern hill. I'm kind of mad. But now it looks like they might be able to get right back. Gotta be careful because Nexus, I mean, they've kind of taken the position just to the north of that.
The problem with Vamp is they don't need just a big game. They need a massive game. They need a ginormous game here if they want to. Yeah, like actually just like, oh my gosh, 20 kills in a chicken dinner. That's what they really need. And they'll still be in trouble tomorrow. So we'll see how this ends up for them. They do have a position that could warrant that. And if they don't get it here, then to be honest with you, they really need to, probably put in some more work before a PMPL option is really an option. We'll see, though. Anything can happen. Dreams can come true. HQA trying to make their dreams come true here in Quarry looks like Luis is trying to scout out and figure out his next spot for his team.
Pro Era. I saw that they were super split up actually on this western side, and looks like Ogilvy was kind of doing the same thing. Each of them kind of getting punished in this situation. You can already see that Seagut getting the res onto his down teammate. Meanwhile, Glass, he's not going to get res whatsoever. Fishy is going to go on ahead and make sure to take him down. And oh my goodness, I don't think Medusa expected that, going for that boat to try and get away. But somebody's already in there. It's Lolo. They want to protect this boat as much as possible. Now you have some fishes to be able to take down if they really want to.
Lolo in a boat,
Pretty hard.
pop it on in to be able to pop some shots off at these squads because you cannot shoot. Oh wait, Natsuo trying to pop in a vehicle down under. That would be some shenanigans. But Lolo is gonna spot this person here. Oh no way! Oh, that would have been so insane. Honestly, if Ogilvy would have gotten that kill on the Lolo, that would have been brutal.
Honestly, I want Natsuo to try the same thing because I mean, otherwise, what else can he do? Lolo out of the boat now. Natsuo, like he's just swimming around. Same with Cheese. Actually, they haven't spotted Cheese, but he's super far down to the southern side. Pro Era though, they might go on ahead and start pulling on that back up to that hill that they have to really start fighting on land once more. They just ignore those fish. So one person's always gonna have to keep an eye behind them though, if they're hoping to actually get everybody up on top of this hill and actually use it as a viable spot to be able to play out of. So yeah, explode the boat. Make sure nobody else can get inside of it and make their way up on top of the hill. The good thing for this about Pro Era is that there are not by anybody. Look how many people are on the complete opposite side of the zone on that eastern side. Just everybody on top of each other, including BTOWN on top of HQA. Whoa.
They're just having fun.
Whoa.
They're just having fun. Driving over people. Here comes Shiwong on the other side, trying to get some shots down with that Uzi. Gonna be in a nice 1v1. He actually 1v3 here. He's just jumping. He's like, yo, we're done. See ya. And now it's just Cross left for HQA, and he's going to hide in this shack. He ain't going nowhere.
Nope, this is his home for the rest of the game. I mean, he's just on edge, so he is going to have to run later on, but it might be a little bit too difficult. I'll just have to wait and see where this next zone is going to go ahead and shift to. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's literally the strongest position, yeah.
But they're just in, like, full push city. They're like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, even though we have a good position. Oh, now they have a excellent position. Yeah. Okay. They could chill. Like, they could chill by all means, but I don't think they're gonna. I think they realize they got so many points. They want more kills. They want to pass up some of these squads for first place. And, oh, you can just see GameChangers now stuck between a rock and a hard place between two major squads.
Bro, they're like attack dogs. They get a whiff of it, and they're just like, person? Or they like get a glimpse of somebody in the distance, and they're just like, push, 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 like hardcore, just W key, big push coming through. Right now, though, might seem like they're kind of backing up for now. Wait for the rest of their teammates to get a little bit closer. They probably know that people are going to be rotating on that eastern side to try and get inside the zone, and they're going to take full advantage of that. Oh, that was a Molotov. Wow. Yeah.
Getting beat up, man. Oh, Kashuf just saw his whole team just get burned alive against Mezexis. So is he going to go for that one kill point? Try to apply some more pressure. Awesome shots on the hill from Vamp are going to eliminate Mezexis' chances of taking him out. So Kashuf is going to be hiding pretty much in that little shack there for now. And it looks like I think his kill was stolen by Vamp. You hate to see it. Yeah, OP, no kills here. And this was a really kind of a crucial game for them. Oh, C-Cut rolling up onto Dope. He's going to actually go for the res.
Oh. And
it looks like they both are. This is going to be a super risky pickup. Can he get it? He does. Now it's time to make a play.
I'm surprised.
Gonna have to hit these. Gonna have to hit some big shots. Gets them.
Wow.
C-Cut.
Okay.
Super good at CQC. Can he do it again? He's going to go and get the re-pick up onto Lolo. Oh, is that a nade? Okay, it bounces just a little too far. Here comes Gallo. Yeah, Sika's going to have to send this and apply pressure. Here comes the rest of his team. Oh, my goodness. The nade actually catches him, though. The rest of the squad. Pan has to get it done, and he does. A big finish. Big finish from Pro Era.
He literally sent it.
Yep.
He literally sent it with that vehicle. He just flung it over that shack. Yeah, that was a great fight. I mean, I saw Pan in the distance. I was like, okay, y'all, like, Pan, your teammates need you right now. Team OP. And we had talked about how their position was difficult, and it looks like it will, in fact, be too difficult going out in that 8th place position. And, jeez, I'm surprised Vamp. I thought that they were just going to go on ahead and fully crash onto Mezexis, but instead they decided to stop a little bit further to the southern side. And now it's just ended up Berserk and Solo. What happened? They had all 4 members up.
They had them up, but now they're down to 2. And like I mentioned, Vamp can't have a good game here. They need to have a marvelous game. And it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good, especially with that zone shifting onto the side of GameChangers. And they're in the far, far south. Yeah, I like to see the smokes come out real early. because they only have about a minute left and they have to take out Mezexis. This will be huge if they can.
2v3 though, it's going to be a little bit difficult, but they're definitely trying to. There we go. Some util. No, Solo goes down. That means Berserk is the last one. I'm not too sure about this. They're going to have to pause and try and get that res. And honestly, Mezexis, they just need to get rid of them. That zone as well. They're kind of on the fast side. There we go, trying to go for that res. But Mezexis, yeah, they're just pushing. They know that they have to do this, and they're going to do so.
Yeah. I didn't like this res in the first place. I think it was a waste of time. He had to know that Solo was done the second he got knocked. But instead, he went for it, allowed Mezexis to push up for free, and now he's dead 100%. Yeah, so Vamp going out. That's pretty much, the Mustache Dave nail, I'm going to slam it down myself. That's going to be it for Vamp in my eyes. We'll see if they can pull off the Christmas miracle tomorrow. BTOWN, though, I mean, they're just chilling, dude. I mean, they are just dominating everybody.
Yeah, WallStreetBets, they definitely pulled over towards this eastern side to try and hold out everybody making that rotation. Right now, it's going to be WallStreetBets. I mean, not too far in the distance, because Exis is also going to make their way on up. But starting off with a knock on a King A, that means Steve-O's the last one alive, and BTOWN with all 4 up. They still have kept all of their members. They know there's only 1 left over there. They don't want to go on ahead and make that push, though, because they don't want to get too far away from the zone. I mean, it could be a little bit of a risk to do so, but... oh man, with how aggressive BTOWN is, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they try to seek out Steve-O. But I feel like they know better than that. They're just going to go ahead and go into that zone and just wait for everybody to come a little bit closer.
Yeah, blue zone's going to hurt too much. They're like, all right, we don't need this kill. The blue zone will take care of it for us. Looks like Steve-O is able to make it in for a little bit longer. But man, BTOWN are just showing exactly what you need to do. Group-style gameplay. Focusing on one team at a time. I think we see so many teams make mistakes when they start splitting up and dealing with multiple directions. You just got to get together, take out that team super fast, and then move on and just rack up those kills. And BTOWN's just having fun while doing it, making it look just so easy.
Oh, definitely. BTOWN. They're just gonna slowly just start sending out some smoke, slowly start chilling again, probably just waiting for this next zone to close. WallStreetBets will in fact be out. 5 teams now are left. I mean, GameChangers are still in that center position though. This could still be good for them. Either they're gonna be able to be on the top of this hill and able to profit off of everything that happens around them, or all eyes are gonna be on them and they're not gonna be able to move a muscle. So it's gonna be one of either extreme, especially as this next zone is gonna go ahead and go smack dab on top of them once again. Pro Era from the north, they're definitely gonna have to make a move onto them, and in the meantime, I mean, BTOWN might want to get a piece of that while it's happening. The only way that they wouldn't do that is if Mezexis distracts them.
Yeah, you can start to see like which teams, like the big difference in the level of squads. Look at BTOWN of how tight they're playing together, utilizing angles and utilizing their guns. A lot of other squads you see just completely separate, you know, snaking it to make it and just trying to get as many points as they can get. That little difference in play style, because right now, like Pro Era, they could be trying really hard to sneak up on the GameChangers and get them in a pinch, but instead, you know, laying down, going for placement, and this is that hard decisions that you have to make, especially when you have the chance of getting eliminated. BTOWN got nothing to lose, so they're just full send 24/7, and they're just racking up points because of that play style.
I mean, Pro Era as a duo, in their position, right when you get down to 2 or 1 person, you really just want to sit down and wait for all the other fighting around you to happen, and then that's your opportunity to get a little bit closer and try to get involved. So right now, they're trying to be as quiet as possible, just waiting for these shots to start popping off, and as BTOWN spots out a member of Mezexis down below, but here we go. It looks like Pro Era is in fact going to start as well. They want to take out GameChangers because that zone is pushing them now. They sent in the smokes to cut off those sight lines, but here we go. So a couple more trying to get those kills. It looks like they got a knock on 1, but that is obviously not enough. BTOWN, though, fully pushing on to Mezexis at this point. Got a knock on 1. Still just waiting it out. Too many smokes really to be able to do anything effective.
Pan! Dude, Pan is fragging out now. 2 kills, but they are just so crucial for his team. Pro Era have 7 already. Mezexis have 10. And here comes BTOWN. Once they get their eyes and they see a little bit of an opportunity, they're going to take full advantage of it. Look at this Jet. I mean, just straight full send, running it in, no hesitation, no fear, and just making it look good there. Does get the help from his teammate, that Molotov. So pretty. Oh, here goes Seagull.
Yeah, what's the game?
A snake! Oh! Got him! 2 points. So big. Sneaky.
Oh
Hello.
wait a second.
And now it's just
Thor.
they could win this game.
They could. I cannot believe that the duo, they played that perfectly. They just threw out all the smokes to cover where they were moving. And then they let all the other fighting happen, and they were able to strike right when they needed to. They did that surprise attack. How many times have I said it? The solo still has so much power. Seagut just absolutely destroyed the game for BTOWN. That is that game-changing moment. Now it's a 2v1. Seagut, Pan, both taking it carefully, though. They don't know exactly where Thor is. They're just kind of playing this as slow as possible. We can see that Pan does have this zone, and Thor's trying to crawl, but this is going to be huge for Pro Era if they pull this off.
Oh, I mean, they should, right? It's a 2v1. And at the same time, you see them extra split, not playing it a little tighter. I'm a little scared right now because if Thor gets the knock onto one, it's going to be a clean 1v1 between the other player.
Mm-hmm.
So Pan and Seagut really need to get together, start talking on what they're going to do and how they're going to be able to take out Thor in a 2v1 rather in a 1v1 each. Oh, but I think Pan sees him. Pan does see him.
Oh.
Does get a shot on a Thor. Seagut has to come from the top and help him out now. And here he comes. Yep. Gonna go back for a laydown. Interesting strategy. Thor gonna go with the full pre-fire, but it ain't gonna be enough. Dude, Pan's got it all by himself there. What a interesting finish. I think that's the first time we've seen such a crazy backstab working out so well. And that is a massive chicken dinner for Pro Era. A great game from them.
I think that was probably my favorite ending. That was insane. I mean, that's exactly what I keep meaning by even if you go down to that 2 or 1 person, you're still in the game. You can still play for that placement points. And the thing that you have on your side, you might not have teammates, but you do have the element of surprise. Pro Era, they did that perfectly. They used it perfectly, executed like perfectly. I don't even know how many more times I'm going to say perfectly. But then, yeah, done the 2-person push onto the last member. Like, there was no chance with that 2-person push. I got a little bit worried because it looked like Pan might be going by himself a little bit there. But no, then they're both able to stand on up and just completely wipe them. I mean, don't get me wrong. BTOWN, they absolutely had a massive game as well. They had like 16 kills, which is absolutely insane in that second place. But we already knew that. But Pro Era, they needed that. And they got it. So.
A great game, a great finish. And honestly, it's a great finish when it counted because Pro Era, they've been kind of getting consistent points. They needed a big game to really push them into that comfort zone. And what better time to do it than the last game of day number 3 here. So why don't we go ahead and bring up the overall rankings and see where all the teams are standing after this one, because it's been a heck of a doozy. And you can see here, BTOWN. Number 1 over here. Look at that. See you later, Dope Esports. It's our house now. That game threw them up the leaderboards, and Pro Era jumped up to 6th place after that one. They're in a great spot for tomorrow.
Both those teams had a goal, and they're both able to achieve it. BTOWN, I mean, they've just been absolutely slaying ever since yesterday. They really wanted to get that top spot. It was so apparent, and they're going to go on ahead and do so, especially after that huge game. That was an insane game for kills from them being up on top of that hill and just taking out everybody. But then, yeah, Pro Era, they needed that. They keep flipping between these 2 pages on this left side of the board, the other side of the board. You obviously want to be on this first page, and now they have 90 points. Don't get me wrong. It looks like TacoLovers, Team OP, they're right below them with 2-3 points away. It's still going to be hard for them, but they're starting off on the right foot tomorrow. At this point, they can still just try to get some consistent points to stay on this side of the leaderboard.
Man, the one thing is I'm looking at when it comes to this leaderboard, there's not a lot of points difference from 4th place to 8th place. Only 10 points span. Now, we know we know Dope, we know BTOWN. They've been the point sponges. They're making it. That's a fact. So they can wreak havoc on the whole lobby tomorrow. And to be honest with you, they could, if they wanted to, hunt down any of these teams on this page from 4th on down to make sure they don't make it in. So tomorrow, I'll tell you what, if you don't got your calendars marked down, I don't know what you're doing because you're going to be in for a ride tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, BTOWN, Dope, Yo could all benefit off of doing that. Like I've said before, it is some sort of a strategy. I know some people believe like, oh, you shouldn't do that. It's not good and bad sportsmanship. No, it's literally part of the game. These people are here for a reason, and that is to win. So going into PMPL, if they know that GODSENT is an absolutely insane team, and they know that they're going to cause problems for them in PMPL, they want to take them out. So if any of them focus on GODSENT tomorrow, they could potentially boot them out, not get in that top 8. I mean, GODSENT was my example. It could really be any of these teams on this front page, like you said. And that would give them a strong position later on.
Like the old saying, right? There's all's fair in love and war, and this is an absolute war to not only get to PMPL, to make your dreams come true, tons of money on the line, exposure. It's really huge. I can't stress it enough for every single one of these players playing. Even the subs that we don't even see playing, it's a big opportunity for them too. Let's go ahead and move on to the next page. So we're going to remember 97 points is 4th place. 87th is 8th. And look how close this is going to be. Oh, my goodness. 84 for GameChangers, 84 for Ogilvy. Mezexis is right there. HQA is right there. So pretty much, HQA on up, it's going to be from 4th place to 12th is interchangeable as heck. Like any of those teams can absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we could see literally these 4 teams go up, 4 teams from the first page go down. LeveLx on down. They're gonna have to have the best day of their entire careers, like tomorrow. And I'm talking top 3 finishes every single game, no exceptions.
Yeah, and that's going to be pretty difficult to do, especially in a lobby like this. So, I mean, it's possible. Don't get me wrong. Like, it is entirely doable. I've seen it happen before, but it's just going to be super difficult. Like, they cannot allow for a single mistake. So, we'll see. But you're right, 4th through 12th that are really going to be bouncing around a lot here. So, I mean, we've seen each of these teams really be able to pop off. I mean, I'm just between, I think, Ogilvy, we'll just use them, and GameChangers. They keep going back and forth this entire time. And this is where they're going to end off today, but tomorrow is a whole nother day. These guys, all of them are going to go ahead and have to do a little bit of VOD review, figure out some strategies, and really come back strong tomorrow if they're hoping to make it, because they can't let it be a back and forth thing anymore. They have to start dominating to secure the spots.
Wow, what a crazy turn of events. This is going to be a close one. It really is, because in other tournaments I've seen, 6 teams be so big of point sponges that there was only like 2 slots available. It ain't like this here in the PMCO. And this was honestly my concern from day one when we saw so many different teams win. So that 4th through 12th, that is more than half the lobby that could make it into top 8. That's nuts. So yeah, everybody watching, guys, man, give your team some support, especially here in the chat right now. Give them some support in their Twitter profiles. Go ahead and make sure you follow the official PUBG Mobile Twitter, official PUBG Mobile Esports Twitter, and all of our Twitters, Hot Jukes, Span Cargo, Mustache Dave, to get some updates as well. And man, we'll see you tomorrow, Span. Huh? Any last thoughts?
Not at all. I just can't wait. I'm like literally vibrating with excitement. We're going to be waiting for tomorrow the entire day. So, I mean, that's it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it, Jukes.
That'll be it, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
The OnePlus 9 Pro.
The OnePlus 9 Pro. Oh my god, this phone feels incredible. The best processor, 120 hertz, 12 gigs of RAM, and a Hasselblad camera. What more could you want?
The hyper touch on this bad boy is phenomenal.
The best model of OnePlus phone I have used to date.